Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heroes of the Humblewood. This is one of our Patreon campaigns featuring all of these lovely people. Thank you to all of our Patreons. Without their support, all of the marathons, 1 shots, 2 shots, 3 shots, everything that we do here would not be possible. If you are interested in more information on what you can get for being a patron, please check out the link in chat. We also have a YouTube. You can find all of our previous episodes of Humblewood and all of our other campaigns over there. Or if you'd like to interact with the game, there are a few ways you can do so. You can redeem channel points for free by hanging out, chatting, lurking, etc., which you can turn into a blessing or an advantage die reroll for a player of your choice. Also, we have a way to add an element of fate to the narrative. Every $10 guarantees a draw from the deck of many things to the player of your choice. Let's jump right into it. We're going to go around and reintroduce everyone. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and tell us a little bit about who you're playing today. We'll start with Zombie.
Me? Okay. Hello. Let me get my note. So don't screw this up. Hello. I'm Jacob. I'm Zombie. I'm Z. I'm the name to call me. I am the lore keeper and Captain Z of the Good Ship Clip. I probably do too many clips, so that's up to your own discretion. Today I play Leon Breeze. Ooh, yeah. A man who's going to become the future world's heavyweight champion. He can't wait to get to Alderheart. That's going to be fun. I can't wait to get to there myself. Just check out the city, see what it's like. This is going to be our first big city as a group we're going to visit and stuff. And it's been a while since he's been in Alderheart. So that'll be fun. You can find me on Twitter at ZombieFighter89. If you go there, there is a pinned tweet, and in that pinned tweet, there we go. In that pinned tweet, there is a Google Doc link, and in that Google Doc link, I just updated just before we went live. I actually updated to put the promo video for episode 3 and today's episode within that document. So, hooray! I'm trying to be productive. So you can find all that kind of stuff if you're looking for anyone for doing promo work, clipping work, video editing work. It's all in that document. Some really cool stuff I've made. A lot of stuff from Stella is trickled out in there, but also Table Story, Bad House, Transplanter. I've done a few clips for them and stuff, so, you know, hooray. If you're looking for anyone, I am to be hired. And I posted a photo, and I haven't been able to use this mug yet until now, but I got this mug. I found it, and I bought it, and I had to get it, because I believe that I am the world's okayest video editor.
That's great.
It is completely my mug. If they ever make
fantastic.
If they ever make a shirt/sweater of this, I'm buying it so I can wear it year round.
I love that.
Nice.
Thank you so very much. We'll pop on over to V.
Hey, I'm Vertigo, or V, whatever you want to call me. I am a variety streamer on Twitch. I like to play a different amount of video games, maybe things you've never heard before. And then on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, I like to hang out with Stella and my friends here. Specifically today, Tuesdays, I play as Jack Hart, a bard fox who likes to cause a lot of trouble, and no one really knows what they're doing at any time.
Thank you very much. We'll pop on over to Burrito.
Good evening. You can find me here playing with Stella and these fine people every Tuesday, or on Stella's Discord server. Tonight I will be playing as Hubert, Hootenanny, a Strig Paladin. Looking forward to our misadventures. Thank you.
Thank you. Pop on over to GeekDice.
Hey folks, I'm GeekDice. You can find me at geek_dice on X. Today I'm playing Leif Woodshaper, a Dusk Corvum nature wizard. Young and I guess, what's the word? Impressionable. Leif is trying to find his way, having been exiled from the place that we're now headed to. So he's not sure what he's going to find in this place. He's the youngest of the crew, and he's eager to do some good in the world. So we'll see what comes of that.
Excellent. Thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, we have B Street Holmes.
Hey guys, I'm Matthew, or you can find me both on Stella's Discord and on Twitter as B Street Holmes, and I play the Raptor Ranger Ratchet, and I have way too many arrows and sometimes get recognized for some unusual markings.
Yes. All right. Before we jump into the game, I want to say thank you so much, GeekDice, for the card draws, and thank you so much for Diablo. Wow. Diabolitio.
Wow.
Diabolitio.
Hey, is this their first time viewing?
Yeah, I know, right?
Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the cards, Jake. Every
Yay.
I've been friends with Jake for several years now, so that's
Out of
so
everyone it could have possibly been, the
Right.
fact that it's
Anyway, you know how to play the game. All right, so we're gonna go around. So Zombie, please tell me when to stop.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Stop.
stop there.
Okay. V.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't say stop.
Oh, so you don't want this card?
I do,
Okay.
but I didn't say stop.
Trust me, you're gonna want that card. All right, JR. Today's a very special day. GeekDice has got you 3 cards, so you have 4 card draws.
Oh my god.
That for you.
Let the shenanigans commence. Draw.
Okay. All right. Good start.
Draw.
Okay.
Whammy.
Okay. Ooh, no, that's not a good one. All right, and last one.
And whammy. Whammy.
Okay. You got some good cards here. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Oh.
All right. Nice.
The scariest part about this is we've made the deck very hot. If anyone adds any more cards, we're gonna get some bad cards.
The chances of the rest being bad cards is very high right now. Thank you very much.
Which is why it's my turn.
This is why it's fun.
Yeah, we'll make Geek Dice go last. Yeah.
Ooh.
Matthew, go ahead and go next.
I always get all the bad cards. Now.
That's a bad card.
Yeah,
Don't get
no,
all the
it-
bad
of
cards.
course
You just
it-
get Don John.
The only time I've gotten a good card was I got a magic item, which I immediately lost.
All right,
What are
Geek-
my odds?
Your odds are pretty decent.
Okay, let me know when you're gonna call my name.
Yes, it's your name. Geek
Stop.
Dice. Okay, you got a good one.
Phew. Thanks, Matt.
We really need to get Matt. We should have Matt draw cards till they get a good one. Everyone, please donate to help Matt get a good card. This is for a good charity.
Let's see how many good cards are left. 1, 2, 3,
That's the
4.
wrong question, Stella.
4. There's 4 good
There's even a
cards.
70% chance Stella will say your name right.
The right question is, how many cards do they need to buy to make sure I get a good card?
It's RNG, baby. It's RNG. Okay. Just as a reminder of what happened last time, we fought a number of slimes and we saved Kenna Brightspark, a researcher that had gone missing here in the Winnowing Reach. We went into the Mockden Caverns and defeated a shifting slime. After the session, we kind of talked a little bit about that slime. It had a very special ability where if it took any kind of magical damage, it would become immune to it. And our session, we ended up like not having that be really a problem because we just beat the shit out of it. So it was fine. So it should have been a lot harder than, yeah, but it was fine. And then we had a few interesting things happen. Leif, you smeared ash over your spell book. You have lost access to your Frostfingers spell, and you have a fragile incantation of a much more powerful spell but only one-time use. Jack had a bad dream about the first person she killed when she was a bandit. Leon spent some time reflecting over his mask. It seems perhaps Leon is not alone. Only one way to find out. From there, we find ourselves once again in the swamp. Night has passed. You can hear the sounds of the research outpost around you as it's beginning to bubble to life in the morning. As you look around and go about your various tasks for the morning, you see that Eliza is nowhere to be found. We'll say that as you've gathered for breakfast in the inn here, bartender will come up and say, "Oh, you're up bright and early now. If you're looking for the other one, Eliza, she's made her way over to the magistrate's office."
Thank you.
Was quick.
Bright and early. It seems like she had a meeting of some kind. I saw her leaving with Kenna.
Maybe that's something from the cave.
Maybe. So what is your plans for the rest of the day? Are you going to be staying out here in the outpost?
We should get moving as soon as we're able.
Wanted to get to Alderheart pretty soon there, didn't we?
As quick as possible.
Did we get paid?
Did not.
Oh, well, we should probably go do that.
Well, if you don't end up stopping by again, I suppose this is something of a thank you for both your company and your time. And she will reach behind the bar and pull out the equivalent of a ration for each of you. It's still pretty warm from being cooked. You can smell a fragrance of mushroom and baked bug and protein and herbs. It is quite delectable. This one here is for Eliza.
So, DM, question.
Yes.
I had the impression that perhaps other people were not staying here. We were her only customers. Do we still see evidence of that? Where is it curious? It seems like maybe people are avoiding this place.
Go ahead and roll an insight check.
Yeah.
As far as
and I guess where my brain is going is if I saw anything that would lead me to believe why people might be avoiding it.
So you can do insight or investigation. Up to you. For the physical occupation of the tavern right now, you are the only people here, and you have been the only people here.
My investigation's better, but I think insight's going to tell me something different. So let's try that.
Okay.
I rolled an 11.
11. From what you've been able to tell from the tavern keep, she's really excited to have you here. Perhaps you represent something very important to her, and she's taken very good care of you. She has been nothing but genuine and very generous, too. She's offering you free food right now, or you haven't really paid an exorbitant amount of money or anything.
5 stars on Yelp.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yelp is just a really loud open.
There's a messenger bird that flies over the towns and just screams reviews of different restaurants.
Worst grub I ever had. Ah!
Too salty.
Gave me raw bugs.
Oh. Okay.
This is really
Fine.
nice of you. Thank you. I think it's been a while since I've had a ration that was this fresh. So that's nice.
It should keep for a few days. I would recommend you eating it as fast as you can.
Oh, probably on the way. I'll probably eat it. It looks really good.
Well, Thank you for your hospitality and your company. It's been much appreciated. You're welcome to stay anytime you like. Change your mind? I'll always have beds for you.
Very generous. Thank you.
She tops up everyone's drinks and walks away.
Okay, crew. We haven't gotten money yet, so do you want to go do that first before we leave Alderheart? Yes, no.
Would be a
Yes.
bit silly to leave before being paid.
It won't take long.
Gonna be. How long are we gonna be in Alderheart? I wanted to send a message while I was there to a friend of mine. Do we know?
I think we can stay as long as we need. We're there to deliver the message. Once we've done that, our time should be our own.
Okay. All right. Well then, as he scrapes at the little last of his food and downs a big gulp of the drink, and he goes, "All right. Well, I'm ready to go whenever you guys are. I'll just sit here and keep sipping on the drink until you were all ready."
All right.
Oh,
Is the intention to head over to the magistrate's office to get paid before you head out?
yep.
Okay. As you make your way over to the magistrate's office, you see again the militia has. Again, they are stationed right outside the door, and they seem to recognize the group of you. As you're approaching, they step aside, and you see this staircase that has been made out of what appears to be hollowed out acorns. It spirals around the base of this tree, and it leads up into the magistrate's office. Ratchet, you have been here before.
That is very cool, though.
Go on ahead, the magistrate is expecting you.
Did you see Eliza and her friend come this way? We were told they headed in this direction after breakfast.
Yes, they should be upstairs.
Nod and start heading up the stairs.
Okay. As the group of you begin to enter the rather austere and compact chambers of Walden Crane, you are met with the visage of all three of them. Liza and Kenna are sitting down in front of Walden Crane's desk, and he stands as you approach. Liza gives a twinkling of her fingers, and Kenna coos very warmly at your presence. Walden Crane, as he stands up straight, puts his hands behind his back. It is good that you have joined us this morning. We were discussing the adventure that dear Kenna had embarked on her own, and we are very thankful for your service.
You're welcome. I did, and everyone else here kind of did as well. Tried to explain that, to please let people know when she goes out to these things instead of just leaving, because there are people who do care, and the reason we're out there is because people care. So I hope that she remembers that and tells somebody next time, "Hey, I'm gonna go explore wherever." But
As
Or
you
even better,
sit,
take someone with you.
Kenna kind of brightly leans back and is beaming at the group of you. Oh, yeah, all right. I'll try to be more careful next time. Maybe next time you make your way through Winnowing Reach, we can go out together.
you seem very adventurous, so why not? Consider it a mission, at least for me. I'll go with you.
Like a flash of feathers, she's standing up in front of you and she has her wing hand out as if to shake. Promise?
I promise. Yeah, and gives her a good hearty handshake.
Excellent.
I imagine that Ratchet does not do a good job of controlling his facial reaction of like thinking about how much she talked on the way back to town.
Mhm. As she just continues to shake Leon's hand, she says, "Oh, and then I wanted to see the spore mounds, and I'd like to
Yep.
investigate the different kinds of mushrooms. There are 25 different native mushrooms that grow in this area." And
Interesting. Yeah.
she just goes on, and she says, "Great. Next time you're around, please let me know. We can head out together."
Here's what I want you to do. I
I
got a
believe-
little bit of thinking for you to do. Pick the one you're the most interested in. Like, think of all the different ones you really want to go to. Pick the most interested one you want to go to, and as long as you're good and you don't run away and you don't tell people, I'll take you.
Great. Then she just flies out in a flurry of feathers the door.
There, hopefully that'll keep her in town for a while.
Liza is just twiddling with a piece of string on her vest. I hope so. Kenna's very adventurous and a bit of a free spirit. I know that she has a tendency to get into a bit of trouble.
Yeah, that's kind of why I would like someone to go with her, because I know something will happen again, like it did like where we found her last time.
Those are pretty impressive words coming from a traveling merchant who had no guards.
You see, if she could blush, Eliza would blush. Instead, she looks down and twiddles her fingers. Well, I have better company now. Alden Crane opens a drawer and begins to pull out coin and stacks 8 gold in front of each one of you. The agreed amount for the arrangement. However, Eliza and I have been talking. His eyes slide over to Eliza, and you can see that her ears flatten a little bit. You are seeking an audience with the Birdfolk Council. That is correct?
Yes.
Well, the politics in Alderheart are not as liberal and open-minded as they might be out here in the Reach. You will find it extremely difficult to seek an audience with the Birdfolk Council. However, with a note from the magistrate, you might find certain doors opening with greater ease.
Thank you.
What's the cost?
His eyes slide from Ratchet over
just
to Jack.
daggers at Jack. Daggers.
He nods over to Eliza, and then Eliza, her ears still flattened, begins to slowly slink over to the door and closes the door that leads to the outside so that you may have some privacy. She steps out. So Eliza's not here for the moment. The swamp is home to a foul sorceress, a witch who dabbles in evil magics. I need someone to discreetly take care of her. If it got out that I allowed this, I would be finished. Especially after what happened to Ashbarrow. I think everyone is scared. Think of the wood. Do what is best for it. Do this one thing for me, and I swear, I will personally write this letter to the Birdfolk Council.
Jack spends a moment digging at her claws before looking over at Walden Crane and saying, "Well, mystics are known to be a rather eclectic bunch. What evidence do you have that she has dire intent?"
Strange things have been happening in swamps. She has not made her way over to our outpost. She would be welcome, of course, but the way she eludes us could only mean one thing. She does not want to be caught. does not want to be found.
Some people like to live alone with privacy and quiet.
Weirdos.
Well then,
More daggers.
well then, if you must, please investigate on my behalf. I ask of you to obtain a distinctive amulet that she wears, a small curled horn, maybe a demon's horn, source of her evil powers. I would want to see it destroyed with my own eyes.
Well, that's an insight check if I've ever heard one.
Okay, go ahead and roll
Yes.
insight.
I
Also-
agree. That sounds
14 for
fishy.
me.
Okay.
Oh, I'm really bad at insight.
21.
You
As
sure
As soon as
seems
someone
Ratchet.
asks for a demon's horn, the insight checks go wrong.
How I have a -1 to
know
that.
a
What the
lot
hell?
of, like, already knows that she has that.
Everyone in the
Also,
group
like-
immediately suspicious.
Yep.
Also, just
Yep.
like the Ratchet's like, she's probably out there living her best life. Why don't you take a personal possession of hers and bring it back to me? I'm sorry.
Okay. 18 from
What?
Leon, Leif with a 16, 21 from Ratchet, and a 14 from Jack. You all get the sense that he is actually genuinely afraid, and he doesn't have any information. So it's up to you, really, how you want to handle the situation. Necklace might be a means of proof that you have had this conversation if you're able to negotiate something.
I guess. How do you think this goes? I mean, what are you accusing her of doing?
Foul
Being
magic.
suspicious? What foul magics?
We suspect that her lair is in the deepest, foulest stretch of the Mock Fields. One of our researchers did stumble upon her and was frightened, hearing strange noises, haunting things, but fled before he was caught.
How close is that to where we fought the skeletons?
You don't really have a specific location or landmark to go to other than go into the middle of the swamp, right? So it's kind of hard to tell, but it is in the direction of the skeletons you saw. There might be a connection there.
And how far away is this? And do we have time for this, Jack?
Jack
I mean,
flicks a piece of dirt off. I mean, we can always make time. Just have to cut it from somewhere else.
The survivor mentioned that it was about 2 hours south of the Reach.
May we speak
Did-
with the survivor?
Did someone die?
No.
Survivor's a strange term to use.
Yeah, I picked up on that too.
sounds like he survived being scared.
If you need
Out of
your
character.
letter.
Every word he says is weird.
Ratchet just having like
That's
an
true.
antisocial.
So I think in this moment, maybe the rest of the party might think that Leif is kind of being childish and unhinged. So the magistrate, Walden, just said, "Do you want your letter?" It's like, are you saying that you don't support stopping the danger of fire? It's conditional.
Isn't this another danger of a different kind? One that threatens the safety of the people in the Reach?
That is to be seen.
Do not usually get brave adventurers like you to come through. This is an opportunity for us. You might be able to divine whether or not she is an actual threat or not. people here will sleep better knowing either way.
If we determine that she is not,
Bring proof that you had this conversation with her.
that I can do.
Please keep this to yourselves for now. Don't want a panic among the people.
Jack picks up her bag of 8 gold.
So everyone can add 8 gold to your inventory. That's 8 gold each.
Hey, Jack, maybe we need to talk as a group.
And with that, the Magister will open the door and gesture, if you need me, you can find me here. Thank you for your attendance and your service. It means a great deal to us that Kenna was brought back safe.
Leon will probably just nod and be the first to kind of walk out.
Jack will strut out, tail swishing.
Okay. When you step outside, you see Eliza waiting at the foot of the stairs.
And Leif seems reluctant to look the other bird folk directly in the eye, so he's kind of leaning towards Jack and to Leon. That guy seems kind of fishy, right? It's like they be hating on this lady, and she's just doing her thing.
Before that, there's one thing I'd like to check on first. Is Eliza out here?
Yes. She's standing in front of the 2 guards. She smiles at you. Did everything go all right?
There were some unexpected things that came up.
Oh. What kind of things?
So they're best discussed in polite company.
Oh. She looks over at the 2 guards, kind of shifty-eyed. Right this way. And she'll lead you off to, like, a quiet corner where the group of you can talk privately. There aren't any people in this immediate area. Oh, what's the issue?
Seems
Jack's going
that
to hold a hand out in front of Ratchet before he can talk.
Oh.
First, why don't you tell us why you looked so upset as you left?
The magistrate did express that there was something very important that he wanted to talk to the group of you and not me. So, I didn't want to intrude.
So you felt excluded.
She twiddles her fingers a little, I suppose.
She'll move her hand away from Ratchet's face.
it seems that another member of Wintering Reach went on an excursion into the swamps and was disconcerted by what they found there. Magistrates asked us to look into whether or not it is indeed worthy of concern.
Oh, excursion? Like more slimes?
Well, we don't know yet, to be honest. Could be, but the individual apparently heard some rather spooky noises and thought there may be beasts of some kind.
Oh,
We're going to check it out, but I have a suspicion that it is not so bad as the imagination feared.
oh. Perhaps I should wait here then.
Would be the safest.
I don't want to get in the way.
You do have to catch up with your friend, don't you?
Yes. I was hoping that I would have some time to have breakfast with Kenna.
So then it all works out. We'll be back before you know it, and just make sure you're ready to leave when we get back.
All right. My car is very light after yesterday, so I'm ready whenever you are. I'll meet you at the tavern when you get back. And she slowly wanders off.
See you later, apricot.
She twiddles her fingers.
Oh, what do you guys think? It just seems like is this guy trying to delay us? And why is he putting conditions on giving support to defend, everybody? For us to report quickly the danger.
Why is being so secretive? Why? Yeah. And so if people know about what he's doing, it would be the end for him. He'd be done. He'd be finished.
What's that about?
With his job? What's that about?
Fear makes people desperate. It makes them try to bind things into terms they can understand.
I can't help but
putting ourselves
feel
in
concerned
danger?
for this individual, whoever it is, out in the marshes. I prefer the solitary life in nature myself, and I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the fact that the light markings under my eyes are enough to grant me a modicum of respect that I suspect this person does not savor. I dislike the fact that this same judgment would easily be leveled against me from the sounds of it, were it not for my privilege.
Oh, we're supposed to respect you? Huh.
I'm glad you don't. Too many people give too much credence to those old myths, as far as I'm concerned. But society as a whole does, whether I want them to or not. And I am not ignorant of the fact that this is exactly how they would treat me if I didn't have these markings.
I'm fine to go investigate something else, but how many times are we going to be sidetracked on our journey? We're just going to give up going to Alderheart?
The concern that is going to be a continuous, what's the old saying? Once shame on me, twice shame on you, something like that. I can't think of it on top of my head, but
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
There
And you've been fooled twice?
Well, this might be our second foul, right? Did I say that right? Second fool.
Perhaps, but never underestimate the power of a good connection.
Well,
my surprise to this is that Walden Crane is offering us this letter of a magistrate, and yet Elder Ardwin didn't. If it was so important for us to get a meeting upon reaching Alderheart, you would have thought Ardwin would have given it to us himself. Do we really need this letter?
So, just to clarify a little bit, I think Leif, having lived in Alderheart, you would know a little better.
Yeah, I was going to wear that part out.
Yeah, the magistrate part is an official government title, where elder is just like a community leader. Gotcha. Ardwin doesn't necessarily have any kind of political sway. Ardwin's just old and wise and respected by the community.
And I guess the magistrate is responsible for administration of the law in area, right?
Hmm.
Maybe worthy of investigation then, my companions?
Well,
We can see just what the intentions are. How long is it going to take to get there?
even if we did have that, even if we did have that before, if we add this on top of it, this letter and doing this and getting a little bit more better praise. Oops, sorry. Getting a little bit more better praise. It can only help us, right? So
It
I think
seems
Not if we're too late to save Meadowfen.
that's true.
Half a
But
day,
it seems a
half
simple
day, half a day.
solution. We have our hermit attempt to coerce with the other hermit, and if he becomes a worm, we simply kill her.
It sounds like the group is leaning in general to trying to acquire this letter of introduction.
Yeah, do we need the letter?
I mean, if you all don't think we need it, I mean, I do want to save the town first more than anything else. So if you think this is too much of a sidetrack, I'm willing to get Eliza or whoever else, and we just head right to Alderheart. But
Jack's going to bend over and whisper into Leif's ear. Are you sure you don't want to meet a mysterious magic caster no one's ever met?
I do very much. But I guess I'm more worried about what you think about me. You know, this just back and forth and whatever catches
What?
your eye. Squirrel, you know.
You're our strange magic user.
You shouldn't worry so much about what, and Ratchet looks at Jack, other people think of you. You should bring your confidence from within.
Oh, what other people think of you is the most important. You just gotta make sure they think the right things. Gives you a little grin.
Scratch my head.
I
Kind
think
of
I'm
agree
getting a
with Jack.
headache.
As I'm sure our masked friend over here knows very well. An audience certainly spices things up.
that indeed it did.
So I stand a little bit taller and I adjust my cloak as if like I'm ready for somebody to make a decision.
Stella,
Yes.
I don't know what kind of role you would like, but Ratchet also has some history in Alderheart.
Mhm.
And his sister is sort of not like an elected official, but
Mhm.
tangentially connected to the bureaucracy. Uh, would he know how valuable a letter from a magistrate would be?
Yes. So just as what I had told Leif, you would know the exact same thing, and also the additional information of having that sort of letter can cut down days of time. You might have to, instead of seeking an audience through like scheduling and trying to essentially get into the queue of seeing the Birdfolk Council, you could potentially just get through the door through an emergency means. And it makes sense because the group of you are kind of unknown people.
It's a fast pass to the bureaucratic log flume.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I think that settles it for Ratchet. Ratchet will express that in the end, if it only takes us a day or two to find this
Sorry.
it's right. If it only takes a day or two to find this hermit and return back to the town, it may be a net victory for us.
Absolutely.
A day or two, fire spreads fast.
Yes, but bureaucracy doesn't.
What has the
Just
weather been
to
like?
get
Has
us-
it been-
The weather,
I think that was
yeah, so the weather has been pretty steady as far as you can see here. It's pretty heavy and humid here in the edge of the mock fields. Over towards Meadowfen, you would know that the last couple of weeks It's been pretty dry. There hasn't been a lot of rain. Crops have been struggling. So there is a pretty high risk.
Okay.
I think the amount of time that it could save us after getting to after getting to Alderheart is worth a detour if we can make it quick.
That makes sense.
Saying that, if we go and do this thing that will take us possibly an extra day or two, it would still be faster than us going to Alderheart now and possibly waiting longer.
Precisely.
Then yeah, I'm 100%. Let's do it.
All right.
We're off to meet the Witcher.
As
Yay.
you begin to make your way south, following the vague directions given to you by the magistrate, who wants to lead the party into the swamp?
Are we going through a forest?
It is a swamp.
Then it's not I, said the fox.
I can do this. I got decent survival.
Okay, go ahead and roll survival for me, please.
That's an 11. It's okay.
Okay. So as the group of you are maneuvering through the swamp here, you find that the bogs are quite mucky and deep this particular day. It takes about an hour, and you feel that you haven't made a lot of progress. The path that Ratchet is trying to lead you through isn't as swift and optimal as the one you had taken with seeking out Kenna. But as we're moving forward, see that the sun is about getting close to noon now. We'll say that it's about 10:30 a.m. It lays on a sort of baking heat. The heaty smell of earth all around you. Bugs are buzzing. And you hear something in the distance. The sound of someone talking to themselves.
I use my ears.
Can I make anything else?
Yes, anyone can roll a perception check if you want.
That is a 10.
Ha!
Aha! One up.
It's a 9 from
The
Leon.
24.
24 from Ratchet.
Oof, you couldn't have done any better.
I could have done 2 better.
Leif seems distracted. Hubert, what did you roll survival for?
I was gonna roll that if Ratchet was feeling maybe a little unsure.
Mm-hmm.
Hubert was gonna try because he has a little bit of survival skills.
Okay.
I
You
was
say,
gonna
well-
roll.
well-
I was gonna.
I will say, well, Ratchet is decent at survival in general. He's not as familiar with the swamps. That's not normally the grounds that he travels. So definitely the terrain is throwing him off more than he would have expected.
Yeah. So the progress that you've made so far, Hubert, I imagine that you're kind of pointing out what kind of moss is better to step on, clumps of grass that might make better terrain, and I imagine you help give information to navigate through this area. And it is both Hubert and Ratchet, since you're both at the front, you hear this voice. It is an older voice of a person rambling to themselves. As you're kind of peeking through, you see something curious. As you're peering on ahead, Ratchet and Hubert are able to see an older Gallus, an older Raptor. This is someone who looks like they are a gull person, maybe a seagull. They are dressed like an adventurer, heavy leathers, a big backpack, and they're currently kneeling next to a very large corpse of an elk. This is not an elk person, it is an elk beast. They look almost as if they are nearing like 10 feet in height, the elk itself, but it is definitely a corpse. Ratchet and Hubert, you're able to tell that this adventurer is inspecting the body. They don't have a weapon drawn, they don't have any blood on them. They're curious, investigating. They don't seem to hear a group of you.
Mine?
Doesn't quite say that. He's more of like, I wonder what happened here.
So you said a gull person, and I immediately thought of Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
So
Mine.
Maybe
Maybe he thinks that, but he doesn't say it out loud.
Well,
So right now it's only Ratchet and Hubert who see this, right?
Yes, they can point it out if they want.
I would turn to the others. Leaf might require to tap on his shoulder, but
All right. Well, now that Jack is aware, Jack is going to yell out, "Hello, friend!"
And you see that the explorer kind of straightens up and cranes his long neck, peering over. Oh, hello there. Good morning.
Morning. What have you found here?
Oh. And he looks down, puts his wing hands on his hips. Seems to be a corpse of some kind, a large elk. I have never seen one of these before. Not in the swamps. Seems to have strayed very far away. Go ahead and roll me animal handling or nature.
Animal handling. It's an 11.
11. I think
Sounds like
not.
it's 11s or 24s for me today.
Yeah, watch how a bandit does it.
6. No, Jack, you've never heard of this. Maybe you've seen a drawing or two in a children's book, but you've never seen anything like this.
No clue what that is.
It's a 9 from Hubert.
you know what? What the heck?
We need Leif to do it. Leif would get like a 19.
I feel better that
6
even
from
though I
Leah.
didn't do great, it's still above the rest of the party. It makes
someone
me
say
feel
my
so
name?
much better, guys.
And
Yes.
that's why I did it.
That's so
Oh
funny.
wow! Look at that.
That's a
So-
9. It was a 19 roll plus
it's,
6. I called it.
To recap,
It's a dead
Ratchet
giant dog.
11, Jack 6, 9 from Hubert, 6 from Leon, 25 from Leif. That's so funny.
And then Leif goes back to
Oh
what he
my
was doing.
god.
Yeah,
I
so
love calling rolls.
Leif, what had you distracted up until this point? What do we see here?
So I think Leif's teammates have seen this earlier in the days prior. Leif is always distracted by plants. Leif is a collector of seeds. He loves collecting seeds, and he keeps them in little pouches. Leif is not well organized, but he has little scraps of paper tucked everywhere. I think people have seen his keeper trapper type of spell book. It has all kinds of pockets and little pieces of paper tucked in there. It's very disorganized. He's a pack rat, and he loves collecting seeds. And few people have maybe seen where he'll use his nature magic to cause a seed to grow. He'll get something like an old broken cup at the end he picked up, and he scooped some dirt, put some dirt in there, put a seed in it, and used it. He touched it, and there was a spark of green light that he used to cause the seed to burst out of the dirt and grow, a tiny little 1-inch plant growing. And then he'll set that aside, and then wherever he goes, he's playing with seeds. So he's always distracted, and he's confident with the abilities of his teammates. as long as he stays in the middle and doesn't get too far left behind, he's looking at the seeds. He's looking at the plants. He's not looking at what's on the trail.
Okay. Yeah, and as you kind of whip your head up with the 25 nature, you are able to identify it almost immediately. This is a giant elk, and you know that they are very, very rare. Their appearance
Looks like a mature male.
Their appearance often foreshadows something important, like the birth of a king, for example. You would know that they are generally found in ancient forests. So to be in a swamp, this guy was very displaced.
Yeah, I guess that's interesting. I would share that if I believe that. Do I think there's superstition associated with them to where?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So-
Of course, it depends on the person. They might have their own individual superstitions, but culturally, very superstitious kind of creature. Also, with the 25 nature, this giant elk is in severe state of decomposing. So it is very stinky.
So I think there's a few moments of rambling as he's poking at the earth and he's looking for seeds. There's this knowledge that just pours out of his mouth, kind of like without even thinking. He's remembering a text he had read at one point, and he talks about it. And then he stops and he looks. He looks back at the the elk, and it's dead. Some people would say that's a bad omen.
Certainly not a good sign. Especially if you consider its size. What killed it?
Oh. Well, if I tried to do my own investigations, but my eyes aren't what they used to be. Oh, Jack kind of like comes up. The adventurer hops a step back, making space. Please feel free to have your own investigations if you like. I don't lay claim by any means. It was just a very curious sight. You might have to plug your nose. It is quite pungent. I think this has been dead for some time now. And as you get closer, there are very heavy waves of decomposing matter, and the flesh is decaying. You imagine life, because this is a swamp, it kind of expedites the whole process.
Mm.
It is overwhelming as you're getting close.
Maybe an
Hubert says,
autopsy?
Who farted?
Can we figure out what killed this? I turned to Jack. What do you think? I guess we begin walking around looking, see if what signs of what killed it. Do you see any weapon marks?
We'll attempt a medicine check.
Okay, yeah,
I'll
go for
help.
it.
15 plus 1 because a jack of all trades, so it's a 16.
Okay, with a 16, it's kind of hard to tell a lot of information about it. You can tell that it's been dead for maybe a week. You're not sure if the swamp expedited that or not. You see that there are very heavy grooves in the sides of the body. Something raked claws into it and tore the flesh. Other than that, it's hard to tell. There's a lot of bites and there are some bugs floating around. It is
If I were to-
difficult to focus.
If I were to investigate it as well, what would it still be medicine, or would it be what are the options?
So I would like to know what you want to do first, and then we'll figure out what to roll.
Okay, he just kind of wants to figure out in general if he can figure out like maybe what kind of creature may have taken this out, or like maybe like if he looks at the claw marks and maybe he can like take the best educated guess he can to go, well, it's got to be a really large creature. Do I know a really large creature? That kind of stuff. Like
Medicines for things like figuring out the cause of death, like what was this injury, how did it die? Investigations like what happened here, like was there something else, like how did this come to be?
okay, so investigation would be what I'd roll then.
Yeah. That's
that's
kind of like
okay.
critical thinking, putting pieces
Yeah.
together.
It's critical thinking for sure. Oh, okay, well, it doesn't matter.
Well, with the 5,
5.
even with the 5, you would see that the claw marks are not that big. So it's not like a dragon or something massive had come through here. You get the sense that it was a predator of some sort that is probably middling size, maybe the size of you or taller or larger. Not much larger. Can't tell like how many there were or anything like that.
Well, from being on this side of it and kind of looking at it, I don't really know much, but it doesn't look like it was a really big creature that took this down.
Leif, come over here for a moment.
What'd you find?
Do you hop on over?
Hop, hop, hop.
Jack's gonna give you a little whip with her tail as the bells ring, and I'm gonna use a bardic inspiration on you.
Oh, that's my ass.
I want you to think real hard. How do you think these claw marks happened?
So, may I do I guess I want to do my own investigation on this as well, if I may.
Okay, yep, go ahead and roll investigation.
And then you can add a d6 to that.
Sweet. That's a 21.
Okay, with a 21, you're looking down at the bog around the corpse as well. You can see that there are paw prints, but they are much smaller than would be like for an animal person or humble folk. You get the sense a wild beast took down this elk. You get the sense that there were two of them. And whatever they were, they had pretty sharp claws. They were absolutely predators. And from the tracks that are left in the ground nearby, this happened a long time ago. Like, the traces are almost completely washed away.
Yes. I'll point those tracks to everybody, to Jack and to Ratchet. Maybe Ratchet can make sense of the tracks, how old they are. And I share what I know. I thought maybe it would be disease or something, but yeah, it kind of looks like it was predators.
Good work. I knew you could do it.
Ratchet, what's your passive perception again? Muted.
Sorry, 16.
16? Okay.
We love that question.
With the 16 passive perception, the frequency of bugs seems to be getting stronger.
So, like, they're making more noise?
Yeah, a lot more noise.
I think we have something headed our way, everyone. Something has the bugs invigorated.
Hubert, can I borrow you for a moment?
Yeah, I have something in mind as well. Hubert is going to say a prayer to Altus, and he is going to cast Divine Sense.
Ooh. Okay. Can you describe to me what this looks like as you're casting it? You can take total creative liberty with like the pixels, the colors, all of that. For Divine Sense, it says, the presence of strong evil registers on your senses like a noxious odor, and powerful good rings like heavenly music in your ears. As an action, you open your awareness to detect such forces. Until the end of your next turn, you know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you that's not behind total cover. You get to know what type it is and not the identity. You can also detect anything that's been consecrated or desecrated. So as you're activating this, what does that look like?
The emblems on my, I probably would have my weapon out. I would have my longsword out, and it has an emblem of Altus on it with a a lightning bolt and a storm cloud, right?
Hmm.
So the lightning bolts kind of glow as I say this prayer.
Okay. As you activate,
And then it would make my eyes glow as I am sensing.
turn your glowing eyes on your surroundings and you're looking around, you don't sense anything evil or particularly good around you. So it's not celestial, fiend, or undead, whatever is approaching. Leif,
Okay.
what are you doing? Sorry, I keep calling on you right after you shove food in your mouth.
That's good. Yeah, Leif is
Classic move.
counting seeds.
Okay, counting seeds. All
Well,
right.
So Leif is alarmed at this "they're coming" omen that Ratchet shared. So he immediately does this thing, and there's a glimmer around him as he has this. He's now walking around in this. It's almost like a suit of stretchy magic, semi-transparent leather. It's mage armor. He's protecting himself with mage armor. There's a little bit of a glimmer to him.
With that, all of you on alert, you hear the of bugs as swarms of them begin to swirl in the air around you. And you can see from all directions number of whirling insects are descending upon you. Scent of decaying flesh drawing them hungrily forward.
Oh, they're coming for the corpse. We should back away.
That might be what killed that elk.
Do any of the bugs look big enough to be the things that left the tracks, made the marks?
No, not necessarily. The bugs are, it's just mass.
Scavengers.
The bugs are relatively like normal in size. They're tiny. It's just they're concentrated. I will need everyone to select their tokens and roll for initiative, please.
Man.
Yeah.
All right.
It looks, if I'm reading the symbols correctly, Hubert, I think you raised your hit points when we leveled, but not your max hit points.
I'll fix that. There we go.
Okay.
Very good. All right. At the top of the turn order, Jack. Jack, you kind of whip your head around. You see that there are concentrated clusters of tiny insects swirling towards you in these small tempests. You see that they have iridescent shells. The one to the southeast has this sort of like black-blue shell. To the southwest, they have these like black-purple shells. Black-green and black-red, just for the sake of simplifying.
Jack is going to quickly unlatch a torch from their belt, and with a quick spark of flint, light it up.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna move around to the other side of the elk, and I would like to use the torch to try to intimidate the blue swarm of insects away.
All right. You can absolutely do that. Roll me intimidation.
This will be +1. So 12. Ooh, not a great
Okay.
roll.
All right.
And then that'll be my turn.
Okay. As you swing it back and forth, you can see that the tempest of these insects begins to slow down on its approach towards you. Oh, they're right after you. Okay. So you see that it essentially begins to divert. How fast are they?
70.
5, 10, 15, 20. They essentially move around you and begin to swarm around the body of the elk here. You see this one here, 5, 10, 15, 20, moves towards the explorer and Leon. And will attempt to hit this Raptor person. 21 is definitely a hit.
Oh my god.
Wow. For 11 piercing damage.
This is fine.
You hear blood-curdling screaming coming from this raptor here. It burns! Oh god, this is awful! Yeah. He's having a terrible time. 5, 10, 15, 20. This one moves down and attempts to hit Hubert. With a 10. That's probably a miss. Hubert, as you see them swarming towards you, you're able to stay them off for the most part. 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15. This one here begins to swim through the air, heading towards you, Leif, but they use their action to dash. Ratchet, it is your turn.
Leave them to the remains. It's part of the natural order of things. We should just keep moving. And Ratchet's gonna go.
Ratchet just ignores the person being mauled to death by flies.
I'm not ignoring him. I said we should leave. That includes him.
Dude took 11 piercing damage.
There are a lot of bugs. I cannot stress how many bugs there are right now.
It's like we're in a cloud of bugs.
Let's leave.
Yep. Okay. Leon, it is your turn.
Well, I tend to agree with the idea. These bugs are currently attacking this nice person here. So I'm gonna extract at least a little bit of revenge. And he's gonna go and take the purple cluster, and he's gonna use his warhammer. Considering cluster of bugs, I don't think I could grab or
Duplex
grapple.
them. Just one at a time. Just.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that with this. So instead, I'll use my warhammer, and I'm gonna do two-handed.
Just putting a fly into an armbar.
That would. Yes.
I got one held down.
No.
Okay, with a 6, you swing. You're swinging at this cloud of insects, and they kind of just fly around your hit. You didn't move it quite fast enough.
Damn it.
Ratchet would never forgive us if we lost to 4 flies.
If you guys lose to 4 flies, I'm going to Alderheart by myself, and I'm going to be so happy.
I think that's all I can do with
You can move
Um,
if you want. It will.
I kind of want to just like. So Leon wants to move. He kind of agrees that, like, you know what, this might just be the normal order of things. But like, he also wants to try and get the other person, who I don't know their name. I don't remember. I don't think I asked.
It
them
didn't.
anyway.
Yeah.
So the NPC person, I want to help them escape and get out of here safe. So I feel like in Leon's mind, the only way he can do that is at least push the flies around, or try and squish them, or try to move them, or something. That's what he's trying to do with the hammer. So he can pull them and get them to safety. He wants to get them to safety.
Okay. Would you say that Leon is feeling particularly heroic right now?
I would say so.
Leon, as you miss, but you steal your resolve and you're determined to help get this stranger out of trouble to try to save their life, you have drawn the star card.
Ooh.
You feel a wave of confidence rock you to your core. You can increase one of your attributes by 1, cannot exceed 24.
Hell yeah. I'm going to immediately go to the one that has 8 on it.
Intelligence.
Granted, it won't change much right now, but
Oh.
You feel a little smarter.
a little smarter.
Excellent. Leif, it is your turn.
So, question: I know this explorer was just attacked, but the bugs that are near me,
Mhm.
do they seem to be threatening me? Do I think they're going to attack me? If I back away, do I think they're going to strike at me?
Yes.
So it seems to me that they're aggressive enough that they're going to attack us, right?
Oh, yes. You would have clearly seen them just rain down on the stranger here.
Okay. So I'm going to cast a spell. I'm going to cast Fairy Fire. So
Hey.
there's a I have this sword staff. It's a staff shaped like a sword. I kind of whisk it up in the air and my arms throw back as I embrace the magic of the world. My kind of kicks my head back. It's like, oh yeah, magic. And there's this burst of sparkles that jumps out in the air in front of me and it casts down over all these insects. These two, the red shelled and the blue shelled insects, as this huge cloud of sparkles comes on them. And I cast Fairy Fire. They need to make a DC 14 Dex save.
Okay. The red and then the blue. They both fail.
So they are all illuminated and everybody has advantage to attack them.
Doesn't fairy fire reach all of them?
It's a cube.
Yeah, and I could cast it
Okay.
on top of us, but then it affects us too,
Yeah.
which we don't want.
Okay.
I don't think
Cubes
you
are
want
weird,
sparkles.
man.
I don't think you want sparkles, do you?
Look, what's the worst that could happen if the flies get advantage on us?
Yeah, that 11 could be 22.
Um,
All right. Anything else for you?
do you permit casting a cantrip with my bonus action? I think that's
Sure.
permitted, right?
As long as
Okay.
it costs a bonus action.
It does.
Yeah,
So
that's fine.
I cast a cantrip called Shillelagh, and holding my sword, suddenly it extends. This wooden staff extends in length, and now it looks like it's a great sword. I get the benefit of words. With Shillelagh activated and my staff extended in length, it does more damage.
Mhm.
And as well as I use my spellcasting ability score for attack rolls rather than strength.
Okay.
Oh.
Very nice.
So that's my turn.
Hey, Hubert, it is your turn.
Zoom way far out. Okay, I have a swarm of insects right by me.
Yes, you do.
I do not have to go anywhere to find action. There's action right here.
They tried to eat you.
Yeah, that happens. So Hubert is going to channel his new mojo, and he's going to do a holy smite on the swarm of insects. He's going to bring his longsword down,
Okay.
and I'll have to think of something clever, but basically he's gonna shout out Altus as he brings this the longsword down.
Yeah.
All right. There's a button in here somewhere. Oh,
12 is a hit. Go ahead and roll some damage.
no, I rolled it as one-handed, but there.
Okay. You said you wanted to apply smite to it, correct?
Correct. Which adds Oh boy. Expends its spell slot, so 2d8 damage.
Okay.
At first level.
Yeah, go ahead and roll 2d8 damage, please.
So let me just roll that in.
That radiant damage?
Yeah, radiant damage. 11 points of radiant damage.
Very good. As you bring your longsword down, you get the sense as you're chopping it, the slashing damage isn't doing as much as you'd hope, but the smite itself, the radiant damage, does full damage. So it will take only 3 slashing damage, and then it takes the full 11 of the smite. You have significantly worn down this swarm here. About more than half of it has been reduced. They just burn away as you smite the cluster of insects. It's Momo! Does not want to be held.
Ella, how did your cat show up on a different camera?
Whoa!
Brother cat.
Did you want to move at all?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. The unnamed explorer here, Bill, pull out a saber and attack this swarm of insects. You can see that they move very quickly. This is an experienced explorer here. It's kind of saber goes wildly into the swarm of the insects, trying to ward away those that are up in his face. Unfortunately, they fail. He will carefully maneuver around the insects. It looks like he's gonna try to run after this. Jack, it is your turn now.
Just threatening stabs as he backs away.
Yeah, he's just like,
All right. Jack is going to head over to the purple ones and attempt to intimidate them with the torch.
Okay.
Intimidation. 19. Actually, 20. Plus
20.
1.
Okay, yes. As you're approaching with the torch and waving it wildly, you can see that the insects are beginning to disperse. They do not like the flame. They do not like the smoke. It is essentially going to give advantage, and I'll give them disadvantage if they do a reaction attack. So if someone was to incur an attack of opportunity here, it'll be at disadvantage.
And then as a bonus action, I will give a bardic inspiration to Leon over here, encouraging them to take him down.
As the
Yeah,
swarm. Good.
Ooh, thank you. I think I can get him this time.
You see these blue-shelled insects begin to gorge on the corpse here. Green ones here as they attempt to attack Hubert. Does a 13 hit you? No. They try to bite at you, but your searing smite wards them away. They fail to land any purchase on you. This one here, as it swarms down on Leif, rolls a 12. Is that a miss?
Armor class 16 with mage armor.
Okay. You see these bugs beginning to like try to take bites out of you, but they bounce off of your armor. The purple one here is going to, let's see, who does it attack? Leon. It will try to attack Leon with disadvantage here. 17.
Whoa.
Still a hit.
Sure, that's fine.
Still a hit, yeah. I went to the end.
What's the worst it could do?
Ooh.
You take 16 piercing damage. You see, essentially, every time Jack waves her torch, the mass of the bugs begins to move away from it, and it sort of swings around and hits you from the side. That's their turn. Ratchet.
So I'm still keen on let's just leave and I don't think that these insects deserve to die just because they showed up and we were here where their lunch was. Stella, my understanding is 5e that you can throw something 20 feet as just like a standard distance, assuming it's a reasonable mass. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. As long as it's not
Okay.
something really heavy.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's Leon.
I'm gonna pull the nice, warm breakfast snack that we received from the tavern, and I'm gonna toss it essentially towards the giant elk, but kind of past the purple swarm as I do, in hopes that they will follow it off that way.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll animal handling at advantage here.
Ooh, advantage. That's a 23.
Yeah, you can see already some of the swarm essentially begins to break off, and we'll say that these are both half the previous amount here as they're moving.
Doubled the enemies.
No, they're a lot smaller than they were before here. There you go.
Oh, itty bitty.
Itty bitty. This one's also very itty bitty. Over here. Okay. Yeah, it begins to break off as they're moving towards the corpse now. Yeah, that will consume your
Come on.
action though.
Yeah, I'm fine. I figured it would.
Okay. All right. Leon, it is your turn.
I get a sense that our NPC friend here is when they were stabbing to get away that they're also trying just to run away.
Oh yeah, the 100%. They're essentially like ducking and diving. They're gonna run away now.
Okay. I think Leon's had enough of this for ever. So he's going to also try and just run away.
Okay.
Had a bad day.
So your options here, if you just want to run, it does have disadvantage on attacks of opportunity, or you can just use your action to evade, and then doesn't trigger.
I really should use that.
Or you could smash it and then run.
No, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna use my action to evade, and then I'm gonna like go over maybe near here.
Yeah.
And he's gonna sit like, cause this is like a tree bush area, right?
Yeah, under a tree.
Okay, so he's gonna sit under a tree and he's just gonna hold his ribs, and he's just gonna go, "Oh, I didn't think those bugs were gonna be so powerful. Oh, that hurts." And he's in visible pain right now.
Ratchet's just gonna whisper, I did say we should just leave.
I was trying to save the person we just met. I didn't think they needed to get bitten, and they hurt. They really do hurt.
Excellent. Leif, it is your turn.
Where's everybody going? I thought we were gonna fight. I use my action to disengage,
Okay.
and I'm gonna hop. Oop, hop.
Okay. Very good. Hubert, it is your turn. You can hear your companions shouting to run.
Is that bad?
Nobody wants to stay and fight.
I'll give chase.
These will incur an attack of opportunity if you try to run, or you can use your action to disengage, which basically negates attacks of opportunity.
I will disengage, and is there any difficult terrain?
No.
2, 3, 4, 5. I'll move to right there.
Okay. And then the Raptor Explorer here will also disengage and start running. Jack, you're the only
But
one.
you said this has been decomposing for like a good week.
Yeah, a week, 2 weeks.
And we're in a very gaseous.
It's very wet.
So before Jack leaves, Jack's gonna toss the lit torch into this like gaping holes of the elk,
Okay.
and then back out, taking an attack of opportunity.
You will do this at disadvantage. 13.
What's the saying? Meets beats?
Take 6 piercing damage here.
Oh, this is nothing. Why is everyone so afraid of this?
Oh, well, this one has split in half, so it's significantly less dangerous.
Yeah, but it makes it funnier.
You get a few bites at you as you begin to run. All right, is the consensus that everyone's just gonna run now? I think so. Okay. So as you begin to disengage from the combat here, you can see the swarms of insects. They try their best to stay away from the smoke that's beginning to gather in this corpse, but it is quite wet. So they are able to have the meal that they sought after all.
As everyone starts retreating, you just hear Jack click their tongue and go, ugh, how boring.
Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor, Jack.
Assuming that thing doesn't become an undead like we've seen before and kill us later. I had wanted to decapitate it before we left, but...
Oh, do any of you have a bandage?
How wounded does he actually look compared to our wolf friend who is on death's door?
They both look at the equivalent amount of fucked up.
Every movement for Leon right now is just you twinge pain, slow moving, like yeah. If there was a way to like put myself at half speed because I'm so hurt, it'd be about that.
It might be best if we found a safe spot and took a short rest.
I would like that if we could do that.
Oh, I've set up a camp somewhere nearby if you'd like to go to it. Oh,
Lead the way.
Can you help me? Oh, he like holds out his wing expectantly, hoping someone will let him lean against them.
Itty bitty, someone else do it.
Leon does it when you fall over.
I'll help him.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll give him a hand.
Jack will spend a couple of minutes and have an unseen servant help the other one.
Great. Yeah, so he looks a little confused, but he takes the help. And the group of you move away from the combat here of the remains of the fallen elk. And eventually you move over to a bit of a clearing where there's a small tent set up and a campfire that has been doused. And he sits down on a small rock in the clearing. Oh, not the explorer I used to be. I'm certainly glad that you were there to help guide me out of it when the thick of it came about.
Do we have anybody with a, like, first aid kit?
Jack had first suggested a short rest. Quote,
This
cough,
is more
cough,
for
I have song
narrative.
of rest.
He gestures over to the fire and he says, I have some dry wood nearby if one of you want to stoke it and bring it to life. And
I'll
so,
get that.
Ratchet starting the fire, we'll start a short rest now.
Right. Jack will play a slow and soothing melody on their golden flute, and anyone who uses a hit die to heal gets an extra 1d6 of healing.
So, would that just be
Song
like
of Rest.
would that be just like 2d6s then, or what would that be?
If
Oh,
your
no,
hit die
D10.
is a d6, you could just roll it twice then.
Okay, it's a d10 and a 6, so...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
then
you
that's-
first roll your hit dice and then roll a d6.
Okie dokie.
Can you describe to us what this Song of Rest looks like?
So Jack is leaned back against a tree, their eyes closed, playing the flute, and it's almost a sleepy melody. You can feel yourself kind of drifting in and out. It's not enough to actually put you to sleep, but right at that edge where dreams start to manifest, and it's almost like you can see little fairies dancing out of the flute and tending to everyone's injuries.
Oh. Interesting. I've never seen anything like this before. Oh, it tickles almost. Oh. You can see before your eyes the explorer looks a lot more hale than he did before.
You'd be surprised what song and cheer can do for the body.
In the chaos, we didn't do proper introductions.
Oh, indeed. Please excuse me. My name is Merryweather. I am an
Merryweather.
explorer, an adventurer, retired for the most part. Just indulging in some old hobbies, I suppose.
I'm Ratchet. And Ratchet will kind of go around and name the others fairly quickly.
Hmm.
So, Merryweather, you were sent this way looking for an individual who lives out here. Some have said that her neck of the woods, so to speak, is somewhat spooky. You wouldn't be familiar with the area we're looking for, would you? An
Oh.
adventurer, such as you are.
I have not personally made acquaintance with the witch, but you are on the right path. And he gestures south. If you continue that way, you should eventually run into her. I prefer to keep to myself. And, well, I will say that the rumor is not unfounded. There's a smell of magic on the air. That I can confirm.
Would you be willing to do us a small favor?
Oh, as long as my knees can support it, yes.
Have you been to Willowing Rest?
Willowing Reach, yes.
Yes.
Time to time. Not any time recently. Why do you ask?
We have a small but excitable friend there who likes to wander off into the woods alone.
Mm.
We'd appreciate it if every now and then you wouldn't mind just checking in on her.
I suppose I can do that. I didn't exactly have Willowing Rest in mind for my next stop. Sorry, Winnowing Reach. God damn it, V.
I infiltrated your mind.
Well, I suppose I can make my way there sometime sooner than later. Thank you. Suppose you saved my life.
Jack goes back to playing the flute for a bit longer.
Oh, Go ahead.
It is appreciated, as we all try to run out. And I gave her incentive to not run again into the forest by herself, but there's not a guarantee it won't happen before we come back again. So it's very appreciated. They get people get excited when they go on. She likes to research things, and that's her big motivation to go out and look at things, is learn about things, motivated by that stuff.
I remember the type.
Someone should probably tell him her name. Jack plays the flute.
Anna.
Kenna. Oh, I will be sure to ask for her. But for now, please enjoy a meal on me. I have a few extra rations, and maybe I'll make my way to the Reach to resupply. So as you sit down to enjoy the short rest, he will share a field ration with each and every one of you. And he shares a pretty pleasant conversation about who he is. He tells you that he used to be an adventurer like you, and he used to go about essentially dealing with bandits and taking up jobs here and there, mercenary in his youth. Now, he mostly spends his time collecting fish scales.
You said fish scales?
Hmm? Yes, here in the swamp, there's a special breed of quipper. And I was hoping to acquire a few of their scales. Quite brilliant, I'm told. If we ever happen to meet again, and you happen to find some, well, we can do some business. How about that?
Side quest, side quest, side quest, side quest.
He continues with the pleasant conversation, and then eventually it comes to an end. He says, well, I must be off. Good luck to you, and the path is straight ahead. And he leaves.
That was a forever friend.
It was a man we met on the road.
We failed the survival check, so we get a random encounter.
Yay.
All right. As you are given direction towards the way you need to go, you head deeper into the swamp after you've gathered your materials, full belly, ready to continue the march. Let me get another survival check from you, Ratchet. You will get there in the next hour. This is just to determine something else.
Okay. That's
The suspicious way you could have said
it.
Nat
Can
Oh,
I
we're
do-
so dead.
Can I do a survival check looking for seeds?
Yeah.
Can I help Leaf by giving them disadvantage? Because Jack is going to occasionally cast minor illusion to put fake seeds next to the seeds they're looking for.
Nice.
Sure. Only if GeekDice allows it.
Disadvantage. Absolutely. Thank you.
This with all the love in the world, but you're a
I'm so
problem.
frustrated.
With a 3, you don't find any seeds. How is that possible? What? Whoa,
Jack is trying
hold on. There's
so
one. Oh, no, that's not real. Fuck.
Not a
Like
real
they fade
thing.
away right as you get to them.
So elusive, these swamp
This is a
seeds.
cursed swamp.
Holograms.
Okay. How do I do this?
That's intimidating. It says here in the
Fine.
book, if you roll a nat 1 while navigating the swamp, one of you becomes a skeleton.
No, it says that when we drew cards earlier and I got a bad card, that maybe I've caused myself some grief.
Yeah, it's not like you're gonna get the void card in the middle of a swamp or something.
Not like you like walk into a sinkhole.
Lun.
It would be a real German fairy tale if Leif just disappeared looking for seeds because of a card.
I gotta. One of my biggest heartaches about Roll20 is that the fog of war is not the best thing in the world.
You have to like cut and paste a bunch of squares, don't you?
Yeah, okay, I fixed it. All right. At last you find yourselves at a small hut on a thin patch of dry land. There are a few gnarled trees, more moss than leaves, flanking a rustic hut. From the porch hangs dozens of bundles of flowers, herbs, and desiccated lizards. You can see that smoke is gently rising from a cobblestone chimney, and a strange yet delicious smell fills the air. There are windows all around this hut. Let me pop all of you. Yeah. I hope I didn't. What's up?
It's so strange. I get the feeling this place, it almost seems like it's rhyming.
Rhyming.
If you didn't notice, the like first half of the description was all rhymes.
Oh. Why is it doing that? Oh, I know why.
Baba Yaga hut. That really would be a.
This is the punishment for my poor survival check. We're all blind.
For some reason, dark vision doesn't work either.
Look, when I fail a check, I fail a check.
You're gonna feel spectacular. Yeah.
Oh.
Did that work?
Right on the
Why didn't that
face.
work? Fuck. Okay.
It's okay. You'll just have to describe what we see.
Okay.
Wait, whoa. Our imaginations?
I know. Some of us have those.
All right, so there's a house. What do you want to do?
Oh, all the possibilities. Are the windows open?
They are. You can peek through them, but you'll have to go very close to the house if you want to do that.
Jack is gonna try to peek through the windows.
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
This button. +1. That's a nat 20, 23, baby.
Oh, perfect. You get to see
Nice.
right inside of it. Okay, thank God. I'm just going to reveal the whole map now.
Happy to help, Stella. You're welcome. I always got you.
Did that work? Fuck.
Nope, still darkness.
I-
My old friend.
You
There you
turns
go.
out you didn't use
Now we
fog
can
of war.
see.
You just painted it black.
Okay. As you peer inside the hut, you can see that it's a quaint little dwelling. Within, a short-robed figure shuffles quickly about the kitchen, adding ingredients to a cauldron in the shape of a giant snail shell. There's also a rather large beetle skittering around, hopping at their master's heels. She leans over to pat the beetle affectionately, and it chitters in a way that is almost sweet. This is who you see.
Oh.
I wish it didn't have the name on there. You don't see the name.
This is all of the lead up into the name right there.
Dun, dun, dun. Susan.
Oh.
Stella, we were told that there were like spooky noises and whatnot. Does that fit the description
Look how
of where
spooky
we
it
are?
is.
Yeah.
So you don't hear any ominous sounds yet. There is a cauldron that is shaped like a snail shell. there is smoke actively billowing out of the building, and it is a pretty pungent but sweet kind of smell.
Do I sense druidism? Nature magic?
Go ahead and roll
Sense
me
Druidism is
Arcana.
the newest spell.
I would love to roll some Arcana. 12.
Wait. Well, has anyone else actually looked through the window yet?
Oh yeah. So we have now that you can see the map. Okay. Now I can. Okay. Everyone's just moving forward.
Does Leif still have his bardic inspiration, or was that a while ago?
No, that's
No,
short. That's
that
like
was-
1 minute.
Yeah, that was like an hour ago.
They last 10 minutes you have to do the check.
Yes,
So
one minute.
anybody coming up, okay, you don't need to roll stealth anymore. You knock, and as you do, you can see that the
I ruined everything.
witch whips her heads up, and she begins to wipe her hands on her little robe, and she shuffles forward.
She wipes
she's
her
so
hands. She
cute.
can't be evil.
Yeah.
What kind of windows are these? Are these like sealed windows that don't open?
Glass windows, and she has some like plush, like aubergine curtains that are open at the moment.
But can it open?
Yes, if you wanted to.
All right, while she's making her way over to Ratchet, I'm going to sneak inside and sit in her chair.
Okay. You rolled a nat
And I'm going to
20.
use a nat 20 to do this. Or,
Okay,
wait, or,
no, you use your nat 20. Okay, great.
no, you already said I rolled a nat 20.
No, you're good.
Uh,
Okay, she opens the door to regard you. Hi there. I wasn't
wicked witch.
expecting any visitors.
I suspect you often don't.
Oh, well, she looks you up and down. Huh.
Does she have a little spiral horn amulet?
As you're looking at her, yes, you can see that her necklace. Where'd it go? Too many words on the screen.
Too many Susans on the screen. Always a Susan.
Oh, he's a...
I think it was just a shell.
All the best Susans.
Yeah, it's a shell. You can tell just by looking at it. It's not some kind of devil horn or anything. It's like a snail shell. She looks at you, and you can see her eyes hook onto the marks under yours for a moment, but she just kind of casually peers past you. I see you've got friends.
Yes. We were asked to stop by. Do you mind if I come inside?
Of course, come on in. Bring all your friends. It's very moist out there. Get some.
I'm going to do a performance check as this happens.
Yeah, she like slowly turns around. 13.
Jack is going to start playing some music on her flute while sitting in the chair behind her.
Oh, you are agile, huh? Oh, that is. I haven't had music in my home in so long. Oh, please, come on in. Make yourselves comfortable.
Yes. Well,
And then, like, as you're coming in, she's like, whoa, please mind your step. And she scoops up this little bug off of the ground and puts it on her shoulder. This is my friend. I don't want you stepping on him.
deep apologies.
No worries.
So I'm excitedly looking all around. I suspect she might be a druid. I'm trying to find proof.
With the 12 Arcana, there are a lot of herbs in here. There are reagents. 100% without a doubt, this is a spellcaster. You're not quite sure 100% if this is a druid or not. Especially because I imagine you've been around a few druids in your time. Something's not quite adding up. You're not sure what it is.
So I look for things that might clue me in that she is truly a spellcaster and what kind of magic, since I'm kind of like a niche caster myself.
Yeah, as mentioned, hanging from the front of her porch, there are flowers, herbs, desiccated lizards. There are little animal parts in jars here and there. You get the sense of more home cooking rather than like evil
Bubble,
spellcaster.
toil, and trouble.
Well, maybe. There is a cauldron. It's a very big cauldron. So it's a matter of perspective. The house smells very sweet and it's very cozy and comfortable. You can tell that this person has made themselves as comfortable as they can out in the middle of the swamp. She
Well,
pats the beetle on her shoulder. There.
So glad to meet you.
Well,
I know that we've already been introduced, but I think I'm Leif. Wow, this is a great place. This is amazing.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Leif. My name is Susan. Susan of the Swamp.
Nice.
You wouldn't happen to be the only witch in the woods, would you?
I'm actually not sure. I don't necessarily go out very far. Most of what I need is pretty close by, and I will admit I don't want to get stuck in the mud again. You know, and she just kind of vaguely gestures at her hedge body, the porcupine needles. Sometimes you slip a certain way and they can't get back up, and it's very awkward, and you gotta try to get the forest to help you, and it's very awkward.
The forest to help you, you say?
Time to time, yes.
Jack tosses a glance over at Leif.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm just, again, captivated looking at everything. You
Yeah,
said
you can
something to
see
me?
that the cauldron is boiling, and there's just like a puff of smoke and bubbles, and it is an active cauldron, taking up
Yeah, so
most of the room.
So I think I'm making myself at home. I'm touching everything and smelling things, and
Yeah, Susan sees this, and she's like, "Oh no, you gotta do it like this, honey." She picks up like a stick and she like almost shoves it up your nose. You've gotta really get it in there if you want to get a whiff.
God.
This is how you get paralyzed and cursed.
Bill.
It smells like
So-
dirt.
So I'm thinking I'm not getting any vibes that she's like an evil old little witch. What am I seeing? Do I see anything? Do I sense anything? What are my thoughts?
You
I think
see
the
books,
magistrate's
you
full
see
of
a
crap.
comfortable bed, a desk, you see flower crowns. A little bug friend is looking at you and just kind of curiously moving its antennae.
So I'm like looking at Jack, and I even dare glance over towards Ratchet. I'm shaking my head with the affirmative, like almost unspoken. I'm like emoting this. Yeah, you see, exactly. This is cool. It's not a problem.
I do a little perception check just to see if there's like any creases or anything that might hint that there's a cellar or a basement.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just for no reason.
Yeah.
Well,
A
you
7.
see, we were at.
There's a lot of stuff in here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
You
what were you
see,
saying?
we were asked to come by Magistrate Crane. Are you familiar with Winnowing Reach? I'm sure you don't make it out that far. Very
Willowing Rest?
much, but
Winnowing Reach? No, I haven't been. I'm unfamiliar with this magistrate that you speak of. Am I in trouble?
no, I think things here seem well in order. One of the members of the Reach got a little spooked, and well, they wanted us to come and find out whether or not you were summoning up some demons out here.
Well, that's funny that you say that because she like straightens out her robe. I relocated to this swamp here in order to delve into some secret and ancient magical lore on my own terms. In fact, y'all entered in right as I was working on my ritual, and she gestures over to the cauldron there.
I knew it.
Is that what you're
Sorry
cooking up
to-
in there? Demons?
Well,
Everyone but Jack looks surprised for a second.
I sniffed the stick again.
it's just like a cinnamon stick. It's nothing harmful. She says, well, I was hoping to summon an entity to answer a few questions regarding a vision that I had during a recent divination ritual that I put together.
Hmm.
So, I don't know about demons, but I am going to, in fact, try to summon something. But it should be no problem. I just want to ask a few questions.
Where did you come across the ritual?
Oh, honey. And she reaches over to the table and she, puts down a big grimoire. I've been collecting spells for nearly 12 years now.
Would you mind if we took a quick look at the ritual?
Of course, please, feel free. She just
Someone who
gestures
knows
towards
more
it.
about magic than me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Life is probably like frothing trying to get close
Exactly.
to the book.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, Leif.
Turn the page. Turn the page.
You flip through it. What languages do you know, Leif?
I know. Well, I don't know if this is appropriate. It says Air Kokra, Orin, Birdfolk, Ignan. So I know I chose, of course. I think
Yeah, that's
everybody
fine.
speaks Birdfolk, but I specifically chose primordial languages of Orin and Ignan.
Okay. These are not written in a language you understand. It's definitely a spell book. Undeniably.
Gotcha.
It is written in another language.
So things seem fairly
Can anybody read this?
I
I
wonder
can read it. You want me to read it to you? Go ahead, Ratchet.
I wonder if Ratchet might be able to speak it. The only language I think of note that's not on Leif's list is Sylvan.
Okay, it is not in Sylvan.
Okay.
Were we supposed to pick extra languages at character creation?
If it was part of like your character build, then yes.
I totally screwed up putting what languages I know in here.
It's
so I'm gonna
okay.
have to do that.
Narratively, it's really unlikely that you know this language.
Yeah.
So it's
Be-
not like a
between Ray's background and maybe class. I have like 5 languages. I got a bunch of them, but well, the spot of bother that we've found is the magistrate wants some kind of evidence that we've run across you here and that everything is fine. I wonder if you could think of something that might reassure him that we've spoken, but there's nothing of concern.
I don't quite know what it is that you think he might want, but I'm willing to oblige. If you're here to help the magistrate, maybe you can help me too.
Side quest, side quest, side quest.
Another quest. Ah.
Oh, don't worry. It's not going to be anything that takes very long. I just, the swamp can be a little difficult to navigate, and I don't really want to get my robe dirty again, but,
Let me tell you about how hard it is to navigate in this frickin' swamp out here.
oh, you're telling me. Oh, do you want to swap some stories? I love telling stories.
My goodness. I fell into a hole that was like this high of mud, and I'm
Oh.
pretty sure something at the bottom of that hole was licking my feet.
Oh,
It was
oh,
great.
Oh no. Yes, this is precisely why I would like to get some of your help, if you don't mind. I just need a few more things to finish my ritual, and then you can take whatever you like. She looks around.
What does your ritual do?
Like I said, it summons an entity that I could ask questions. Someone from beyond. Something from
What-
beyond.
That's cool. What kind of entity?
I'm not quite sure, but it should be fine. It's a pretty low-level spell. I had a
What?
vision, you see, and I need
What are the
answers.
Forbidden
questions?
magics, is it?
Oh, well, she kind of like smooths over some of her splines. Well, let me tell you about my vision, all right? I saw a great blaze consuming the wood. Near the scorched grove, I think. There were figures, too. A large, lumbering, burning thing, and something else. Shadowed and distant, watching from afar. That's lizard spleens for you. Their tea gives some cryptic visions. A shame I don't have any moonfish. You can always get clear visions from moonfish. Or was it starfish? Anyway, I just want to ask some questions. Such as, what the fuck is that big fiery thing that I saw in my vision? Because I think that's kind of concerning. You know? Yeah.
Oh, we did interrupt your ritual. How much longer should it take you?
Not much at all. And she looks down into her pot and she puts her hands on her hips. I need a couple of things. I need a few swamp herbs, a few plump green frogs, whose spleens are a very essential component. I need a bulrush root, the shed tail of a swamp lizard, a small scale, or a feather covered in muck.
Can I give her one of my feathers covered in muck?
Jack has not used prestidigitation on Ratchet at any point.
I mean, I did establish I fell in a hole.
Yeah. You pluck one of your feathers.
You just pluck a feather and like, well, there's one.
Oh, perfect! She takes it, she drops it in. Whoosh, there's like a bout of smoke. And just like twinkles a little bit in the air. All right, I just need some frogs, some herbs.
I'm not sure about any of this.
There's plenty of frogs around here if you like.
Come on,
can-
Leon. Think of it as training.
I can look for herbs.
We're wrestling a demon?
Fantastic.
They're slippery. You gotta catch them.
She waddles over to her desk and she begins to scribble some things down. She holds the paper out to Leif. Here you go.
I wander outside to go find herbs.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, young ones are so full of fire and gumption.
Leon,
Yeah.
believe you can get the swamp lizard.
Shredded.
Hey, grab
Headed
it, grab
tail.
it by the, grab it by the tail. The rest of it should just run off.
Is it one that's already like on the ground shredded, or do I have to pull it out?
I think if you hold on to it, it'll shed it itself.
That sounds just like I'm ripping off its tail. That sounds painful, but
Just hold on, and it'll make it'll make a run for it. Promise.
I love how everyone is slowly getting infected
yeah, I was
by
like,
the twang.
I'm noticing the southern accent. Yeah. Mm,
You are all
You can't have a
falling
character
under
with
my
a southern
spell.
twang without it spreading.
yeah.
It's my natural accent. This is
Goddamn.
where all my family comes from, and I can't help it. It happens every Christmas.
So,
Every single
You're not going to be able to get out of
Thanksgiving.
this.
Everyone
God
who's
damn it.
going out to try to search for a reagent, I need a survival check from you.
I don't want to do that.
Can I use my nature or investigation
Oh,
instead?
God damn it.
Yes. A 1. Leon, you've spent like an hour chasing one specific lizard, and every time you try to grab its tail, it just like slips out of your hand.
Oh.
Jack has, instead of
Oh.
participating in that, been talking with Susan the whole time.
Okay. Susan loves your company and absolutely will answer any questions that you have.
He's trying to strike a deal as well.
Okay. We'll get back to that. Hubert, which one of the ingredients are you trying to look for?
Frog legs.
Okay. So, with the frog legs, you find it's actually frog spleens, but as you're trying to
give her the whole frog.
Yeah. Okay.
She can get the spleens herself. Yeah.
All right, I need you to roll me 3 attacks. See if you hit the frogs as you find them. So just do 3 attack rolls for me, all in a row.
Well, that'll hit.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I think,
That's a
yeah.
nat
yeah.
20.
They exploded.
It's a nat 20 with a 27, and then a 26, and then a 21. Okay. Yep.
My God. I feel like the nat 20 is just like that whole like thing you see where they just rip the heart out like real fast and it's just like still beating. So the spleen is just still there, just like doing its thing.
Yep. Okay.
Can a frog survive without the spleen? Yeah, he removed the spleen surgically.
Yes. You have all of that. Okay, Leif, you wanted to get herbs, right?
Yep.
Okay, an hour has passed. Hubert and Leif make their way back, and we're having these conversations. Susan and Jack. Okay, what is it that you wanted, sweetheart?
Well, it seems like we're helping you in 2 ways here.
Huh?
We're finishing this potion of yours, and we're helping get the magistrate off your tail, so to speak. But it seems a little one-sided, don't you think?
Oh, they're just tiny. They're like little stubs.
Little nubs.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Maureen. More you know. Okay, continue.
So, it seems a little one-sided to me. Perhaps we could make an exchange of some sort.
Oh, of course. I don't want you leaving feeling like you've been taken advantage of. By any means, I'm very appreciative of your help. Well, if you have a look around, if there's anything you want, I suppose I could give it away. I don't really have much. I've got a pair of fine slippers. I've got a book.
So, in order to help you with the magistrate, we will need your horn. She points to the snail shell.
I was.
Oh, this old thing. And she holds up the horn amulet. Oh, this is just my old ocarina. She holds it up and like doo 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 doo. Plays a few notes. I used to study music at the college. Takes me back.
Jack gives a slight chuckle at that. Well, it seems to have been mistaken for a demonic horn.
Oh, that is very silly. Well, if this ritual goes off without a hitch, then I'm more than happy to hand it over. It's not magic or anything. It just has some personal history, so to speak, but that's fine. I don't mind.
And one other thing.
Yes?
You've seen our young but excitable friend.
Which one?
The one who is all over your book.
Oh. Is he a student? He looks like he'd be a student of the avium.
Perhaps you could ask him when he gets back.
All right.
But you said something about asking nature to help. Maybe you could teach him a little bit of that.
Oh, I'm more than happy to teach whatever I can. I will admit that most of my studies were self-taught, so they aren't perfect. And my spelling isn't the best, but my home is your home. My book is your book. Happy to help.
Speaking of the book, what language is it?
Oh, this whole thing? This is Abyssal.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
When the ritual's performed, would you mind if I kept watch so no creatures try to get in?
Oh, of course. I don't think that it would be a problem, but whatever makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel safe.
And then I
And-
think Jack will just chat away with her.
Yeah, and it's about then that Leif comes back with the herb. Hubert comes back with the 3 frogs. What is Ratchet doing?
Leon, did you get the tail?
I don't think I did. Sorry, goddamn it.
I'd like to think this is all in character, and
so.
everyone is just slowly like doing the
just-
twang.
None
You're
of you
waiting,
realize, but that sweet smoke that you've inhaled. Yeah.
God damn.
Now y'all got that twang.
I don't think I grabbed. Did I grab any? Did I grab
No.
the tail?
Failed.
So I come back. No, I wasn't able to pull a tail. I followed a lizard, but I think it either knew it was coming or something. Because I tried to grab for the tail and I couldn't even get the tail.
I'm gonna sit just on the edge of her porch, and I'm gonna try to get a lizard to come to me with animal handling.
Okay.
It was
Go for it.
16.
Yeah. What do you do?
Triangle
How do you
somewhere.
do this? It is successful.
I'm just gonna hold out a little piece of a ration and let it come over, and I'm gonna just like little tiny pets on its head, and I'm just gonna pet my way down the body until I'm at the tail, and then I'm gonna grab the tail and
Yeah,
scare it.
You scare, it falls off of the tail harmlessly, and then it skitters away, and you have a tail in your hand.
See?
Apparently, you're better at wrangling up lizards than I am.
Well, I think they hear you coming a little, coming a mile off.
Probably didn't help that I was saying, I'm gonna get you, I'm gonna get you. I thought I was doing that in my head, but apparently that was out loud.
All right, we'll head back inside with our lizard tail.
Okay.
All right.
As you're coming in, you see Susan has dropped in the other 2 objects. The other 4, dropping each one of the spleens in. Oh, you can keep the rest of the frogs there, honey. They're pretty good roasted over a fire. Oh, you've got the tail, perfect. And she drops that into, and you see that the fumes begin to change color. She says, "All right. Oh, we should set some ambiance." And she moves over to each of the windows and she closes all of the curtains and then comes back.
Oh, great.
Well, like we
Wonderful.
agreed, I'll go keep watch. Enjoy your swim.
Well,
And then Jack's just gonna step outside.
I've never performed in front of an audience before, but I hope I don't disappoint. All right, let's get these answers. She like holds up her little hands, and the only light source here now. Go ahead.
Do you need us out of the way or anything?
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. Oh, don't step on normal there. And she points at her little bug companion. Oh, be
Pick him up
careful.
and put him on the windowsill.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. You see that the eerie green glow that's emanating from the mixture bubbles inside of the large snail cauldron.
Such a good idea. We should really be doing this.
Is there any risk that we
Well-
are the supplicants for the sacrifice by standing?
You
in the
haven't-
presence?
You don't... Are you asking that out loud? If that's an inside question, you haven't put any of your own personal stuff in there. Do you get the sense that you're probably okay?
Except the feather.
Oh, except for
the
Ratchet.
feather.
Yeah.
It's
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
Ratchet's
fine.
just going to be the tether to an abyssal spell.
This whole time,
Nice,
Leon just has this
nice.
questionable look on his
Oh.
face.
Look.
So the
We decided
abyssal
we were going to
entity
come
will
here and find out
possess
if she's
Ratchet?
evil. And guess what? We gonna find out.
Yes.
We've not found out before she summons a demon.
She adds the final ingredients. First, the herbs, which burn as they're incorporated into the mixture. Susan cackles in delight. And then you see Normal clicks as mandibles cheerily from the windowsill. Oh, great spirit, heed my call. She adds the frog spleens. Boosh, boosh, boosh. Rise and grant me the wisdom I seek. And you see the ritual ending with a flash. A whoosh of air whips the curtains open. After a moment of trepidation, from the bubbling pit of this cauldron, something begins to crawl out. Mixture begins splashing out of the cauldron here and there, and as it does, Susan begins to ask a flurry of questions. What happened in my vision? Why was there a fire? Who was the hooded individual? Why did it smell so freaking funky? And she continues with so many questions again and again and again, repeating them. You see this creature closes one eye, opens the other, just completely uninterested in Susan. All of a sudden,
Oh no.
swipes out at Ratchet. Where'd you go?
Where'd you go? Oh no. Stella, is there big art for this token?
Yeah, hold
Front
on,
and
hold
center.
on. Has a name
Make
on
it
it,
pop,
so I
make
don't
it
wanna. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. I wanna.
Just looks so cute. I want to see.
It does.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
look. Like, this is one of those demons that's just there for like mischief.
Nobody
It's
read the
fine.
name on the
Don't
attack.
read the name. Don't read the name.
I
Oh
won't.
God, this is terrible.
Oh, it's a little Pokemon.
Does it only have one leg?
Yeah,
Oh my god, it's,
It's
a hoppy demon.
adorable.
the hoppy demon.
I have an AC of 15, so
It's
that is
so
not gonna hit.
freakishly cute.
It swipes out at you, and you just step out of the way casually, and it goes. It begins to crawl out of
Oh hell
tub.
no.
I need everyone to select their tokens and roll initiative.
Whoever saw this coming.
Jack did. That's why she left.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Nice,
that works.
Leon.
That works for once because he's on high alert. He's been very untrustworthy of this whole process.
That's why you didn't get the lizard tail. You didn't want to help.
Sure. Yep. Totally. Mm.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who am I missing?
You're missing the
Leon. Oh no, I didn't scroll up. No, we're good. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone's good. Okay.
I trusted your count to 4 a little bit too well.
I can't count.
Masterful deception roll.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Leon, you are up first.
Alright. So Leon obviously sees the swipe and sees that the swipe was intending to hurt, yes?
Oh yeah.
Alright, cool. Then Leon's gonna go, I knew this was a bad idea, and uses his warhammer. Not even gonna try and grapple this thing.
Okay.
Well, is it still in the goop, or did it come out of the goop? I'm sorry.
It is actively coming out of the goop right now.
Okay, so it's not out yet, so I think he's gonna try with his hammer, yes, since it's not completely out of the goop, and he doesn't really want to get in the goop or try to grab it from the goop or nothing. So
Mhm.
Touch the goop.
15?
15 is a hit.
Nice. Bonk.
Okay, bonk, you hit it on the head. It goes.
It's so friendly. Pet demon, everyone.
does it eat?
You.
It just eats.
Is that your
It
turn?
eats little pieces of Ratchet.
Yeah, I don't think there's much I can do.
Okay.
There's more I can do.
Hubert, it is your turn.
Hubert, we will smite the almighty smiter.
Okay. You'll have to move closer to it. You either have to stand on the cauldron or you have to go all the way around over there.
Yep, he will step up onto the
Mhm.
cauldron and smite it with a strike.
Okay. $21 is a hit.
So that was 11 damage plus.
Okay. 6. Nice. You bring down your searing weapon here, and it cuts into the demon. It begins to flail, and you can see that it is bleeding profusely. This viscous, goopy blood that is purple and blue in color freely bleeds out of its wounds here, and it turns its eyes in a frenzy onto you. It will, on its turn, it will suddenly begin to shake violently where it stands, and then
Oh no.
all of a sudden, a cloud of foul odor begins to emanate from it, and it fills up the entirety of the cabin here. I need everyone to roll a Constitution saving throw, or you're gonna start vomiting.
Constitution, you said?
Yep, Constitution saving throw. You have to beat an 11.
5.
5. Susan rolled a 2. Leif succeeds with a 13. $23 for Hubert. Very good. And then we'll get Leon when Zombie gets back. Okay, so on a failed save, the creature spends its action on that turn reeling and retching. Okay, so you will basically lose an action on your next turn. This foul odor just bursts out of it. It's hard to tell if it's a fart or what it is. It is pungent and it sickens you to the gut. As everyone is reeling, it will whip around. It's 4 targets. Constitution save, zombie. Okay. Its first attack will hit Leon. 14. Okay. You rolled
Okay, I
a
did my
16 for the Constitution
For the
save.
Constitution save, yeah. And
Yeah.
then what was the attack? Was 14?
14, that's a hit.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Take 5 piercing damage as this disgusting sulfurous burst of cloud comes hitting you in the face, and I think that helps you kind of you reel from it and it attacks you. 5 piercing damage to you, and then it will swipe its claws at Ratchet. 19.
Okay.
6 slashing
will hit.
damage. That's his turn.
Oh.
It is now your turn, Ratchet. You failed, so you unfortunately have to use an action to retch.
I'm gonna do something with my bonus action first, and
Okay.
then I'm gonna ask whether or not you still want me to do the retch, and I will if that's what is appropriate.
Okay.
Because I am going to cast Zephyr Strike.
Oh.
That is not the text of the spell. That is the text of the spell. Move like wind.
Mhm.
Until the spell ends, movement does not provoke attacks of opportunity. And then there's some stuff I can do special for an attack.
Mhm.
Thing is, as sort of a little breeze whips around him, would that clear enough of it from around him that he doesn't need to do the retch? Or maybe could make a new constitution save?
Ooh, okay. I like this a lot. Let me get a flat D20 from you.
I can do a flat d20. A 10.
Okay.
Very average.
You, as you are doing this, you get the sense that the spirit of the wind, thing that makes you wind touched, that you have felt here and there throughout your life. Maybe it's been prevalent in certain times, maybe not. It doesn't quite reach you. Maybe it's because you're inside. You're quite not sure. So it will unfortunately not have that effect, but you can use this normally.
Okay. So Ratchet is at least going to move out of the way. And are these like cabinets down here at the bottom?
Yeah, that's like a table. You can hop up on it if you want.
Okay. Yeah. I'll use the rest of the action to get up there. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna retch on my turn.
Okay, perfect.
Get up on a table and start throwing up.
Okay, everything's disgusting in here right now. Leif, you succeeded, so you don't have to be sick. It's your turn.
Okay, so this melee, this combat is broken out with the creature that Susan summoned and with my friends. I glance over to Susan. What is Susan doing right now? Is she
throwing up? She failed her constitution saving throw. She's just like holding herself up against the wall.
Does she seem to be showing any kind of concern? Is she surprised at what she summoned? Did she not know this? Or can I sense that? Or is she upset that there's a fight, that we're fighting this creature she summoned?
You can roll an insight check if you like at disadvantage because she is actively busy being sick, so it's hard to tell.
Come on, character sheet. There we go.
Okay,
11.
She's panicked and sick. I'll leave it at that.
So, bonus action, Shillelagh, as once again, my sword staff grows longer. Okay. And then as my action, kaboom, firebolt. I'm going to blast this thing with fire.
Okay.
And that's a fumble. Ooh. So I'm gonna use my nat 20.
Okay. All right.
So I'm gonna roll an extra die of damage. Total of 10 points.
Okay. You fire your firebolt here, and you see the lesser demon catches it with its mouth. For a moment, it seems to kind of chew on it. And then all of a sudden, it explodes.
Whoa.
That end combat. You see Susan just sort of move into a corner and just be sick.
I said this wasn't a good idea. No one listens to me.
Oh, someone open a window, please. Please, open a window. Oh, we're so foul. Oh, she just tries opening the window and just kind of falls out.
Did you know? Hey, did you know that was gonna happen?
This miasma is just hovering in the house, by the way. It's probably a good idea not to stay in the house.
Get outside.
I thought you guys were experienced adventurers.
Not this experienced.
So Jack was just sitting in the chair on the porch as all this happened. So, how'd it go? Seeing the cloud of smoke billow out the door as they all rush out.
Why don't you guess? Why don't you guess how well it went?
Well, I mean, she was using a spell written in the abyssal language. It's never gonna go well.
Were you gonna tell us that?
I said have fun swimming.
I don't get it.
That's not helpful.
No, I don't
Oh.
think that. No, I agree. That's not helpful.
Oh.
Same.
Oh. See, Susan doesn't look well as she slowly clambers up. She's got muck on her robe and on her feet, ruining her slippers.
Don't worry. I'll cast Prestidigitation to clean only her up.
Oh, well, that's mighty kind of you. Oh. Oh no, my home is ruined. Oh, it's gonna be stanky for a while.
Did you ever think it might be dangerous?
I mean, yes, maybe. I thought we had it under control. I am so sorry. I didn't think that it would summon a demon out of all things. I am so grateful that you helped me dispatch it, at the very least. That was quite a bit
Sure.
ambitious of me.
I'm not an expert in magic, but typically when a ritual summons anything, aren't they usually bound to you? I'm surprised that it was able to attack.
Maybe I should have drawn a salt circle or something.
That's what I was thinking. I learned that at the avium. It's like you have to have a circle of control.
Oh, you've been to the avium?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic. I haven't been back in such a long time. Part of the reason why I left and came out here, so I didn't have everyone breathing down my neck telling me what I can do, what I can't do.
Yeah. I understand. I guess, though, I'm kind of concerned about that book.
Oh, well,
Seems kind of dangerous.
I can guide you through it if you like. I don't think... Well, I will learn from this experience and adjust my rituals moving forward. That much is certain. I do not want to have to rebuild a home. This took me forever to put up.
I could make you a deal. Jack leans forward.
Oh?
With a snap of my hands, I could clean your home up.
I mean, how about this? If you help me clean up my house, then I will make you potions free of charge, so long as you bring me the ingredients. How's that sound?
Jack glances at the others.
Haven't we had enough of your Cauldron's productions?
She looks a little crestfallen at that. Oh, I promise you that my potion making is much better than my ritual having.
What would you say? Maybe we take that book back to the magistrate so they know that that's all done.
Well, that is my spell book. Without it, I can't cast any sort of magic.
I see.
I would be completely defenseless out here in the woods. Or the swamp. Here, how's this? Hold your breath. And she goes inside and she begins to rummage around. And as she comes out, she holds out 2 potion bottles. Here, we can consider this as my apology if that's all right. And she holds them out. These are potions of healing. Just your standard fare.
Is our other deal still in effect?
Which one? Oh, my
Deal?
necklace. You can have my necklace. Clean the house.
And you said you were going to teach my friend here?
Oh, yes. Oh, whenever you like, you can sit down. Your friend here said that you are inclined in the arcane. I could teach you a thing or two, maybe.
Oh, that'd be great.
Okay.
And from the safety of outside the building, Jack will cast Prestidigitation and clean up the various spots of retching.
Okay. So if you want to clean the entire house, it's going to take like an hour.
Well, that gives time for Leif to learn some magic.
Okay. So she holds out her necklace for one of you to take. Okay. You can add
Leon
it to your.
takes
Okay. Leon takes the necklace. Okay. She holds out the 2 potions of healing.
I think maybe you give those to the guys who get beat up the most.
Give it to Leon.
Just give them all to Leon.
Does
Okay.
anyone else want the
mean-
necklace then? I don't want to, unless everyone wants me to
Okay.
have everything.
We're not keeping the necklace.
Yeah. right,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Well, then I'll just take the healing potions then. I'll
Okay.
just take whatever's.
Add 2 normal potions of healing to your inventory.
Neato Petito.
And then she will also give you a list. She'll just kind of scribble it down. Here, I'll just go ahead and show that to everybody. She has a list of potions that she will make for you for free. Listed here, and you just need to get her the ingredients and she'll brew it all together for you, essentially. She says, as you are helping clean the house, an hour will pass by. She sits down with Leif and begins to show you her warlock grimoire. And as that's happening, Ratchet, Hubert, and Leon, what are you doing? How do you pass an hour of time?
So, are these like this handout we had? Are we able to read this and look at this as characters and such?
Yeah,
Like, or
the
does he-
potions, the potions table, sure. Like, she basically will, like, detail it out for you.
Okay. I think Leon will kind of look at this for a little while and go, like, maybe go over to Jack, because Leon has noticed that they're pretty well versed with magic as well, and go, do you think we could get these? Some of these sound really useful. I think it might not be the bad idea to have, as long as we get the supplies, we could, get some of these for free.
Well, I think you'd have to go ask our resident clock about that. She glances over at Ratchet.
What do you think, Ratchet? I mean, healing potions are really good for someone who just keeps getting stabbed all the time, I guess. But
Leon bleeds a little to accentuate the point.
yeah, no.
If find the ingredients, it won't take long, then fine.
So this is
Currently
is this a
teaching
list
class
that
at
she's
the
shown
moment.
all of us? Like we
Yeah.
know all these ingredients?
Yeah, basically she'll, like, say it out loud, but for the benefit of the players, you have the handout. She is upfront about all of these potions and the ingredients they require.
God damn it, I almost had that shifting slime residue. But I do have a backpack filled with sticky slime.
It's true, you do. So if you want to go hunting for most of these, you can roll a survival check and basically spend an hour to forage.
Yeah, I think Leon would be kind of interested in maybe like getting like maybe more potion. Like the 3 he's kind of interested in are probably going to be like potion healing, greater healing, and then like animal friendship.
Okay.
Because he's never been great at making animal friends, and it might be nice to have one.
That would take
down the
3
road.
hours unless you convinced 2 other people to help you.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do one then. Whatever, whatever one I can, whatever one would be the easiest, maybe to like do
Each
in an hour.
ingredient will take an hour and a
Oh,
survival
really?
check. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jack would be going for the oil of stickiness, considering they already have the sticky residue.
All right, then I guess I'll help Jack with that. Then that's fine.
Okay. So Jack, at advantage, roll me a survival check. go look for a forest slug. Okay,
14.
that's exactly what you needed. All right.
Oh, thank God.
Nice.
So
nice.
describe to me how the two of you find a forest slug.
Jack uses Leon's dexterous nature to make a lot of noise and scare up a bunch of undergrowth, and then Jack just scoops up a slug that tries very desperately to get away.
I know you're in there, Mr. Slime. Come on out. Or Slug, I mean, Mr. Slug. Come on out. Yeah. There it goes. I see it.
Perfect. So as this is happening, Leif, Susan is going about different things. She's trying to teach you some of the warlock things that she knows. A lot of it kind of just goes over your head.
Yeah. If there's anything that there's a number of spells that are shared by warlock and wizard. Technically, I can learn any druid or wizard spell, being a nature wizard. So
Okay.
there's some commonality. There's maybe about half dozen spells, maybe a bit more than that. If I don't know if that's viable that I learn a spell.
Yeah, she can help you take notes. It'll require you to study. You can't just get this automatically.
Yep.
But she'll give you the tools to teach yourself over time. Here, I'll give you her spell list. I put
Okay.
it in the Discord. She has Eldritch Blast, Minor Illusion, Hellish Rebuke, Charm Person, Unseen Servant, and False Life. So if any of
Yep.
those are applicable, she's more than happy to basically write down her own notes, make a copy of the spell page in her book. But it's not going to click right away because you basically have to do a translation, blah, blah, blah.
I think it's only going to be one of two. It would be either charm person or unseen servant.
So go ahead and pick one now.
Got it. Let's do unseen servant.
Okay. Oh yes, sometimes I like to have an extra set of hands around the house to, do a little bit of handiwork if I drop something in the swamp. It's pretty useful. I can teach you. I know the ritual for it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much. You're so kind and helpful.
Of course. So you're going to need to start with a piece of string and a bit of wood, and she begins to explain it, essentially. She writes down a ton of notes. The hour passes by very quickly, and she gives you the notes. Well, all you have to do is just practice and study these, and eventually you'll be able to do it on your own.
So during this hour, do I get any better read on whether there's a malicious bone in her body? Was this an honest mistake of what she did, or do I think that she has secrets and maybe a black heart?
Go ahead and roll insight at advantage.
Ooh, thank you. $11.
11. She's pretty generous. She's upfront. She's invited you into her home. And
I know, right?
And as you're kind of buttoning up the conversation, she says, well, hold on. This reminds me of something I came across. I can't read this, so maybe it might be more helpful for you. Where's that hunk of junk? She reaches down under her bed and she pulls out some bracers. Now, they have some runes on them. I think they might be magic, but they are deactivated. Maybe you can make some heads or tails about this. And you can see that these are a pair of lightweight bronze bracers. They are lined with soft purple velvet fur, and the engravings are with swirling designs. There is an attunement keyword on it, and it's in Ignan.
Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, I tell her what the word is. I say, hey, I can read this. This is Ignan.
It says celerity.
There you go. Now you know the command word.
Oh. Huh. Well, you were such a good student. Here, you can have them. Maybe they'll be more helpful
What?
for you.
That's amazing gift. I don't think you should give it to me. I think you need that.
Oh, I don't think that they'll quite fit me. I found them on the way here. Please, I insist.
Wow. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Just don't forget us people out here in the swamp when you become the best new adventurer in all of Alderheart. Don't forget
so
us,
funny.
folk.
Don't worry. We'll think about you every day.
Don't forget my name, Susan of the Swamp. You have drawn the Sun card.
Cool.
You can add Bracers of Celerity to your inventory.
Dude, that's a thing, huh?
Huh? Okay, meanwhile, what is Ratchet doing? That hour that passes by.
Ratchet is taking some time to refocus himself. I don't know if this is long enough for him to count this as a short rest. But he's worried about the mission that they're on and the amount of diversions and trouble that the party has come across thus far. And not being privy to the reevaluation that Leif's being able to do with Susan is worried that all of his defense of her before they met, was I wrong? Did I vouch for this person erroneously and just very worried about the state of sort of all of it in this moment. And as much as he has kept to himself on this trip, he hasn't gotten a lot of time truly by himself except like staying at the tavern. So this is also just kind of him getting some time, just him, while everyone else is engaged in their other activities.
You find a quiet part of the nearby swamp. You can hear the bugs and the insects, the bugs and the birds nearby. There's a sense of peace out here. Now that things have settled down quite a bit, you find yourself surrounded with nature, a place that is comfortable for you. And in this type of quiet, find some solace, some time to focus yourself. There are questions that bubble in your gut and you're not quite sure what to make out of them. You know one thing's for certain. This is an adventure unlike anything you've been on before. And you can't help but shake that things are just going to become more difficult, more confusing. Things to navigate in a manner that you might not have before. It's been a while since you've been to Alderheart, but you're going back. And when you go back, going back to everything you left behind. And in this moment, you have a choice. You have a choice of letting something go. You have drawn the Fool card. What that means is you lose something. You can choose to lose a memory, a sense, a bond. You can choose to break it. You can choose to leave it behind. It can be as abstract or as literal as you like. It can be losing a literal thing. But it's time to move on from something as you're considering path ahead. You want a moment to think?
Yes. As
Ratchet is there, you swing back over to Hubert and Leon. You can hear that Susan is beginning to wrap up with Leif. What do you want to do?
suppose it's going well in there? Haven't heard a kaboom yet.
You talking to Hubert?
Mm-hmm.
Well, can hope for the best.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He's a smart kid.
seems like it. That's good. I hope we don't have to deal with any more demons like that for a while. It wasn't just that whole thing. Just I questioned the whole thing, but you all seemed so sure until you walked out the door. Looks over at Jack when he says that.
Jack gives a sly little grin, the silver fang flashing.
Mm.
Never trust a first impression. It's what they want you to see.
Well, sometimes you gotta learn it the hard way, I guess. Yeah. Did we get everything for what you needed, Jack?
We did. Only needed one more thing. But I was looking over that list.
Yeah.
There were a couple things you said you were interested in. Most of them we can't get, but she points to the potion of animal friendship. All of this, except for the scale, is readily available in our compatriots.
Well, if you think we can get most of the supplies from that, or of that rather,
Because foxes have whiskers.
mhm. I mean, I'd be down for it. Whatever, however much we can grab of it.
She glances over at Ratchet, who seems to be lost in their own world for a bit. Probably have the time for one more thing.
You want to try to go out and scavenge some more?
Yeah.
So for
yeah.
animal friendship, because we have furred and feathered and whiskered creatures, we would only need to find a scale.
So you can see that there's no immediate rush to to move on. With the three of you working together, you might be able to cover more ground in a shorter period of time.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and roll me survival checks, each one of you.
Oh, great.
21.
God damn it.
Leon rolled a nat 1 with the -1 turned into a 0.
I've never seen a
Yay!
0 before. I've seen minuses and like ones. I've never seen a
Nope.
0.
Great.
And then a survival check from Hubert, please.
All about first, I guess.
We're going skink hunting.
Okay, an 8. And then a 21 from Jack. The three of you spread out and you try to look for a scale.
I'm just stumbling everywhere. Just.
Yeah. I imagine just the continued searching and moving between the swampy parts of it. It's just too much. At some point, Jack, you find a dead quipper. You find this iridescent, almost ruby red fish, and it's smaller than the palm of your hand. You find a single scale that you can take off of it.
All right. Jack grabs the scale and makes their way back to Leon. Well, I did find a scale, but if I recall correctly, this came from the thing our friend was looking for.
Okay.
She'll hold it out to Leon. It's your choice whether you'd want it to be a potion or to trade it later.
What did she need it for again? I'm sorry. I keep falling. I'm all confused around here right now trying to go through this forest.
The adventurer, he said he was looking for quipper scales.
Oh, right.
It's about then that Susan comes out with Leif. All right, well, I think that will conclude our lesson for today. Maybe next time we meet up, I might have more spells for you. But for now, that's all I've got.
Thank you so much. Is there anything I can bring back to you if I come back here?
Oh, any kind of herbs or spell components, I don't mind. I don't really get out there much, so whatever you want to bring me, I
I
much
took a lot of
appreciate it.
notes. I took a lot of notes, and you see, I got a pile of these little stubs of paper in my hand.
You were right, Jack. He's a good student. Now,
I'm a good judge of character.
where's your friend? And she kind of peeks over. Ratchet. You were still kind of deliberating in thought.
Ratchet's, big focus thinking on his own has been all of the things that are distracting them from their mission. And he's wise enough not to ignore his own distractions. So I think as he gets up to head back closer to where the rest of the party is, he takes off his pack, he reaches in and pulls out his loot, and he just leans it up against the tree and leaves it there.
Susan watches you as you're approaching and sees it, and she doesn't say anything. There's a bit of a twinkle in her eye, and she just tips her head a little bit in some kind of acknowledgement. I'll take care of it while you're gone.
Did I hear someone was looking for me?
Yes, your friends here, I think, are ready to go. Kind of scuttles on back over.
I apologize for being the delay. Shall we get a move on?
Jack would get the oil of stickiness.
Oh, look at you. You're so resourceful. I'll be back in 2 shakes of a hedgehog's tail. And she just goes in. You hear a she comes out. Here's your potion.
And into the pack it goes.
Okay. And you can remove the appropriate reagents for that.
Mm-hmm. And then it was up to Leon whether or not they wanted to make the potion of animal friendship.
I think Leon, after re-explaining that to him, is probably a little bit more interested in making sure we have as many allies as possible. So he thinks it would make a much better idea to, go out. So he'll go over to Jack and, well, I do want the potion, but I think that maybe this won't be the last, I'm sure, chance we'll ever get scales. Probably through our adventure, we'll probably get a ton more before we're even back here. So I say let's make sure we help our other friend get, keep good allies with other people,
Well, y'all are a friendly bunch. My house won't root up on any legs or anything, so it's gonna be right here. You know where to find me. Come on in anytime that you like. And I hope that the Amaranthine keep a watchful eye on you. Goodbye.
Slam the door.
We have this scene of as y'all are moving away from Susan's hut. She's waving goodbye, and as she's waving a goodbye, you see her little friend, little beetle, that's her companion, also waving goodbye at you.
As it transforms into an imp and speaks to her in diabolic words.
It's her closet familiar.
God.
If that potion
That-
menu
that-
hadn't popped up, Jack was
Gives
going to
us the
steal
middle
her
finger.
spellbook.
Dang.
So I
Okay.
think there's a conversation as we leave this place.
Yeah, go for it.
I don't know what to tell the magistrate. I think that's a dangerous
Here's the
woman.
necklace. We took care of her for you. Here's your necklace.
Took away her source of power. Ha!
Yeah. Yep.
Just don't send anybody around there.
She seems a bigger danger to herself than to others.
You know, that's probably true.
I don't think that her goal isn't to like do
She
anything
meant no
malicious.
harm.
Yeah. So we got the necklace. She seemed to hopefully learn from her mistakes. So.
Do you know what I saw in her spell book and what she explained to me? I didn't see anything that was too terrible, I don't think. Maybe if we have a chance, we come back this way, we might check on her, see what she's up to.
Well, she did say it was a lot of defensive, right? Did it look defensive to you?
A little bit, maybe a little bit of scary stuff. I guess what I could tell is she's made a pact with some power. That isn't always good. That could be a slippery slope.
Corrupting her maybe a little?
Momo was trying to steal your spotlight behind you.
They're both there. Look, he's in the background.
The same cat.
Cat bros.
Do you think that maybe there's a power that's slowly taking over? Do you think? Did she see many?
I don't know if it's that bad, but we saw what happened though, right?
Yeah.
We didn't do anything to prevent that from happening again.
Do we feel as though that maybe something like the demon thing won't happen for at least a long time, if ever? Or do you think that
no?
Okay, well, what are we supposed to tell? I'm with Hubert here. I don't know what we're supposed to tell the magistrate, if it's good, bad, or indifferent.
Well, I'll give you a couple of options. Number one, we tell the truth and the magistrate has her killed. Number two, we say she's a harmless old witch and we go on with our lives.
I'm inclined to tell them that she meant no harm.
Momo is, yeah.
Gonna go with that. Yeah, I'm on board for not meaning any harm.
We took care of the witch. Took care of it. We resolved the situation without it getting any worse than it had to. And we've got her source of power, and we'll give it to the magistrate, right?
You know, and she did say that she was concerned about the dangers of the fire to the forest. And she seems to be seeking answers to those same problems.
It's true. She did talk about her dreams being about the fire that we ran into.
In a mysterious figure.
I do wish she'd been able to provide us with some kind of information. It was a shame that didn't work out better.
Yeah.
Well, she gave us something. We know at least one person and one creature was behind it.
Which is only slightly more than the also nothing we knew before.
As the group of you ponder on your way back towards Winnowing Reach, these questions in your mind, see screen fade to black, and that is where we're going to end our session for tonight. Woo! Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much for all of the card draws. Thank you to all of our Patreons. Before we close out for the evening, we are going to do a round around the table. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of today's episode was. And we'll start off with Zombie.
Hello, I'm Jacob. I'm Zombie. I'm Z. I'm as you to call me. I'm the lore keeper and Captain Z of the Good Ship Clip. I probably do too many clips. That's up to your own discretion. Today I played Leon. I feel like I'm gonna take this from everyone, but oh well. The southern accent has to be the best thing. Everyone basically got infected by it, so even when I was like, I slightly for a second, I stopped completely paying attention to what was going on for half a second, and then when my name was called about something, I just spoke southern, just Just came right out. So that was like
Any
the most
game I've
impressive.
ever played, if someone starts a Southern accent as an NPC, it spreads to the whole table.
I know it does. That's it's great. But yeah, and then I guess encountering a demon is pretty fun. I guess, hooray. Yeah. So if you've liked what you've seen so far from me, you can find me on Twitter at ZombieFighter89. If you go there, there's a pinned tweet with a Google Doc sheet. There you can find different highlights I've made. Like for instance, I've made one for Cello, and they and V played RE2, so there's that whole fun fiasco you can go to. Any promo videos I've done for any of the games on here, including the Saltmarsh game, which I'm also a part of, will be found on there as well. So if you're looking for anybody to be hired, or you're looking for editing work, I am the guys. I'm hireable. I have the world's most okay mug now, so I am the world's most okay video editor for you. Speaking of which, if you liked my performance or enjoyed any bit of it, and also enjoyed GeekDice over there, who's an amazing player, you can come find us next week on Wednesday, as we are going to play in our Saltmarsh game, which we've played for years, and it's been a blast, and it's really fun, and you should really come and join that, because we have a wonderful time on every other Wednesday with that.
Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Yeah, when I was doing prep, I was like, Susan has to have a Southern accent. There's no other choice. That is the correct choice. So I'm glad that everyone enjoyed that. Next, we've got V.
Hey, I'm Vertigo or V, doesn't matter to me. I am a variety game streamer over on Twitch. I play a bunch of pretty much whatever tends to fit my mood at the time, so you might see something you've never seen before. Come check it out. I had two favorite parts. First off, Jack stepping out of the building and then it immediately filling with a toxic gas was everything I hoped that situation would be. And two, my obsessive hoarding of the previous sessions having a mechanical benefit with the potions. I love that.
Yeah. I really like the micromanagement of the small things and components in this game. In some games, it can be a lot, but it makes sense as, like, little forest creatures. I think it's a lot of fun. I think it makes every little thing that we
My
come
knapsack
across...
of trash.
It makes things precious, right? I think it's kind of cool. Thank you very much. We'll hop on over to Burrito.
Hello, thanks everyone. It was really a lot of fun playing Hubert with the crew. Find me on Stella's Discord, playing with these fine folks here. Favorite part of the evening? All of us running away from the bugs, because bugs are gross.
Yep, bugs are gross. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
GeekDice.
Hey folks, I'm GeekDice. You can find me on X. Links in the chat. Yeah, I think my favorite part of today was, it seemed like most of the session was a shit show. So we're kind of like all over in 50 different directions, and I had my part in that too, as I bring the energy of a young, enthusiastic, maybe quite book smart, but maybe not that world smart, as young Leif Woodshaper, probably hopeful for many things. So yeah, this was perfect. This was awesome. I think this is kind of like, you hear about, like, in business, you hear about the development of relationship in teams. They go through these phases. There's storming and forming and norming, right? So we're kind of like, we're kind of like testing the boundaries of everything and seeing what people are about, and that's really cool. That's part of this fun of this team coming together and figuring out who the heck are we. So thank you everybody
Very much. And then we've got B Street Holmes.
Hey guys, I'm Matthew, but you can find me on Twitter and on Stella's Discord as B Street Holmes. And I think I'm gonna cheat like a couple other people did and choose two things. I really liked that Ratchet got to show some of the animal handling side for him, which hasn't really come up before, but both distracting the insects with some food and then getting the lizard to come over to him to take its tail was nice for me to show that side of him. And weirdly, I kind of liked him losing something with the Fool card, because I did really need to think about like what's the painful thing to lose here. And I was looking through inventory and through personality, and I was like, you know what, the loot crosses that personality slash item boundary that really hurts. And I think it was really like perfect.
Yeah. I think leaving it here in a place where it can be safe and you could potentially come back to it, maybe it'll mean something very different somewhere down the road.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was like a very perfect choice by making it a physical one. Thank you very much. That will be it for us this week. Thank you so much to our Patreons. Thank you so much everyone in chat, everyone over on YouTube watching this there. We'll be back on the 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and goodbye!